Forest Park can be an unpredictable city. But fluency doesn't mitigate its problems. In some ways, it amplifies them. This is why we're deployed. But we've seen better days.
Then why are we just now debriefing?
This mission is not complete.
I only know of her. Our lack of data collection is a problem.
Valdez, I'm aware of your investigative talents. Braxwell spoke highly of you, and that's why you're on this team. Local law enforcement handles itself very well. But there are those with abilities. Some believe themselves to be good. Others don't even attempt to act as if they are. Either way, we're involved. Not everyone will agree with our status. But that can be said for anything. May I remind you both, we're Alphacore, and failure is not what we do.
I am not gay. I am not gay. I have relations.
I'm not even going to introduce anyone right now at all. Not going there because we're 2 people away from 10,000. So that's happening right now. That's happening right now. Go.
That's crazy.
We'll wait.
We'll just hang out until we hit 10,000. We'll just
wait.
Just hang out. Two people. That's it. Just 2 people.
Just 2 people hanging out.
Yeah.
Let's fucking go! Okay, that's gonna happen. I'm just gonna refresh now. I don't. Are these live update? I don't think
they do it like every 5. It's either 5 or 10 minutes. It'll
right.
update. Okay.
We're coming back at 1:45.
Okay.
We're coming back at 1:45 because that's happening.
Let's do it.
Hi everyone, welcome to Rip and the Silverback, episode number 3. Was technically like a Rip and the Silverback 2.5 the other day.
True.
When Alphacore went over $1 million. We'll go into that. I'm gonna break Eric today. I've got some stuff which is gonna break him. He don't know it yet. Well, he knows he's gonna get broken, but he don't know what he's gonna get. But he's gonna get it.
This should be good.
Eric, how you doing?
I'm doing Fantastic. Right before this, actually, we had a creative meeting with Riververse, myself, Costa, Chuck Dixon, and we got to talk about some ideas, which is very.
We're not streaming, so just you can just tell me.
Well, I'm NDA'd or what happened out of that conversation. I'm pretty NDA'd, but
right, I'm bringing this back. You carry on talking. I'm bringing something back.
Yeah. But I'm NDA'd right now. We had a great conversation. We got a lot. Let's just say this, guys. We have a lot planned for each and every one of you with Riververse stuff. With us being legitimized by this incredible campaign of Alphacore, number one, first non-ISOM property, still hitting $1 million. We got all sorts of stuff that we're entertaining. There's all sorts of NDAs involved as well. So we appreciate the support, continued support. People that have not pre-ordered, you got time, plenty, almost 2 months. Fulfillment's going to start next month, first week. 4th of December. So orders are. I was actually at the warehouse. Whoa.
It's the whiteboard.
Okay.
It's gonna get a big fat NDA on there.
Yeah. Yes, lots
coming back.
Lots of NDAs
coming back.
Lots of NDAs right now. But no, seriously, guys, we appreciate you, man. It's been an incredible campaign. Well, it's been the first campaign that is not. With it not being ISOM related, that means a lot to us. That allows us to green light other ideas and all that stuff. We got some awesome things that are going to be planned for each and every one of you. Can't wait for you to read the story, learn more about this superhero cop trio and Brian, Braxwell, and Ingrid. You guys are going to absolutely adore the story. It's incredible. Chuck did a great job. So appreciate y'all. Shout out. I can't say that enough. I'm always thanking you guys because seriously, we're all living a dream. Everybody's having a blast with this company, and you guys allow us to just keep at it. And we're NDA'd as showing you guys. It's a lot to when I say there's NDAs all across, bros. There is some shit in the works. Like, let's just say that I can't give you guys too much, but there's some stuff in the works that y'all haven't seen anything yet. We got a lot of cool stuff on the horizon.
I can wait.
Lots of it.
I want it all. I want it right now. Okay. So if you want to buy Eric's fake product, which has failed 3 times, top link. I have pinned the link in the chat to the Alphacore campaign. You will hand over your money. You will not receive anything. It is all a myth. It is all a massive scam.
Somehow.
And yes, somehow.
I keep getting away with it.
Over 100,000 books have fakely gone out with fake people.
True. Very true. Unreal products. Not real. You're not going to get anything. And somehow they've allowed us to do it. We're not in prison. Even though we've been allowed to do this 3 times now in a row. Yes. Of non-real product. Like this thing that I'm wearing right now that you guys can purchase from the store doesn't exist. It's not there. This is a figment of your imagination. I'm not even actually wearing it.
Volume screen. You've done the whole Marvel volume screen.
Yeah.
Really, it's just Eric's head.
Yeah, that's it.
Everything else is green screen. Yeah. Everything, even the arms.
Very true. Very true.
My arms are green. So stop doing that with my arms. These are green screen. I don't have any arms. I'm Russell T. Davis's biggest nightmare. I'm disabled.
Fucking shit.
How's that working out for you, Russell?
Oh, man. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
Good to be back. We got Soskas in the chat. Hey, Soskas. We got Carolyn in the chat. We got Caro in the chat as well. We got the Ripperverse in the chat, essentially.
Yeah.
From back end ladies, that's what she said, to front end with actual creative talent.
Yes.
So winter is coming, baby. I want to start off strong today.
Okay.
So I'm going to break you immediately. Immediately.
Okay.
There is no, and just when you think you're broken, I'm going to do a Bane and I'm going to break you some more.
Okay.
Okay. You think I'm fucking about, mate? I ain't fucking around, Eric.
Okay. I believe you.
No, you can. You want to take this? You want to think? You take this like a joke? I ain't fucking about. The Marvels is not doing so well at the cinema, mate.
The fuck is this?
Oh, I've already got him. He doesn't even know I've already got him. I've got him in the trap. It's too late. You're done.
The mules?
Yeah. This is no. It's a misspell. This is actually on the Marvel's website. I'll prove it to you. That is Marvel Entertainment right there. Okay.
Okay, so this is
20.2 million subscribers. Okay. The film's not doing so well. It's the lowest Marvel opening of all time, MCU. It's the biggest drop off from week 1 to week 2 in MCU history. 78%, 87% drop off Friday to Friday. It didn't even hit the lowest expectation. So they have decided to release a new trailer
to get people stoked.
To get bums in seats.
Okay.
And as you've seen, I've proven to you, this is legit.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
There's a new threat.
You need me to stop. Just say stop. Say what you need to say, and then we'll carry on.
Okay.
Let's go back to the beginning. You need to save everything. This is awesome.
There's a new threat out there.
I've never seen anything like it. We need you.
Eric, you're not looking at the screen. You put your head in your hands. You okay?
This company is remarkable, bro.
This is your competition, mate.
All right, so I'm going in.
And you.
Wait.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
let's just freeze it there, shall we?
All right, Captain Marvel. All right, so all right. Hold up. So the reason. Oh my god. Oh fuck. Oh my god. So the reason why this is so fucking retarded is because I mean for obvious reasons. I mean, I could say why this retarded, right? But the thing that has to that makes this especially fucking stupid, right? Guys, think about how many people saw this. All right, but wait. Let's even backtrack. Let's not even start there, right? So this came out about a day ago. Let's actually backtrack a little bit. Okay, movie's not doing well. Maybe this got recorded, right? Maybe they were sitting on it. It was like, all right, last ditch effort. Huge drop off second weekend, last ditch effort. We had something in the chamber, right? That's going to turn the tide. Changes are coming. Sam Cooke says, and this is the wild card. This is the game, absolute game. This is the absolute game changer. We've been sitting on it. We've been sitting on it for a while.
I've got tears coming down my face.
It's been approved by all levels of our marketing teams.
Yes.
The producers, executive producers, all sat on this. They viewed it. They said, this is it. We don't need to pull this unless it's just amazing. But this right here, in the event that there becomes, it's a dire situation. We have this wild card. Our production team, marketing team came up with this concept of fucking cats as stand-ins to this movie that we've made for people that eat the same food as what it is that you're watching. Here, the people that eat the same food as this whoever the fuck cat that's looking at me right now. They're gonna be into this shit because that's our core demographic. God damn it, that's our core demographic. Cat food eaters. So when we need to pull out all the stops, trap car, wham, throw it right on the table. Think about it, guys. We fucking geniuses, man. We can't Erica from marketing came through with this amazing fucking idea. A phenomenal idea. I don't know how I didn't think of it myself. It was Erica from marketing's idea.
Well, you see, Eric, their analyticals told them that the most popular thing about the Marvels was cats. So they went full steam ahead into cat marketing.
Exhibit, pimp my ride. Yeah. We heard you like cats. Yo, dog.
Yeah.
We heard you like cats.
We heard you smell like cats.
You eat their food.
And sting like cat piss.
So we gave you.
And regret.
So we gave you cats.
Lots of
cats.
Let's carry on. Let's see where this goes, shall we? See where this little cheeky chappy goes, shall we?
And
you see, there's also Ms. Meowvel.
Miss Meowvel.
Ms. Meowvel. Okay.
And you.
And Mionica Rambeau.
So now that at least confirms to me, because I didn't really know if they were calling her Photon or On the Spectrum, or whatever.
The person who made this is on the fucking spectrum.
I didn't know what they were going to call it, so they're just going by her actual name. She's not Captain Marvel. She's not Spectrum. She's not Photon. She is Mionica.
Mionica Rambeau. I personally, though, like to just call it dog shit.
Yes, it ain't cat shit.
A different animal.
Yeah.
But when I saw this,
represents,
I was just like, this is dog shit.
What the fuck are we watching? And it's not even like edited. Wait a minute. It's not even like, look at that. Look at the green. Like, it's not even like, I guess they completely ran out of whatever CGI budget with this $300 fucking million that they spent plus marketing, right? That they spent. That shit got cut off. And like, look at this. Like, it's not even like
20.2 million.
The edit sucks. It looks like if I did it, right? If I said, I'm going to take this to DaVinci Resolve and I'm going to come up with a parody.
Well, no, mate, because I've seen the Alphacore animation.
Well, that's true. Well, no. Okay. Well, that's true. So okay. Touche. So maybe I go to, I don't know, Sony Vegas. They don't call it Vegas, Sony Vegas anymore. What is it called? I think it's just Vegas now, right? Okay. So I open up Vegas. I don't have any of this fucking motion graphic shit. I don't got nothing. I don't got no fucking, what do they call any of those fucking programs. I'm just gonna put my cat in his suit. I don't got a cat. I'll find one strays out there. Kidnap a cat, because that's what it looks like, because they're not paying attention. I guess they're cats. And I put them in these little suits. And I put it in front of my Elgato green screen, you know, the ones that like fucking like roll up and shit, right?
Oh yeah.
And then
I got one.
Yeah, okay, exactly. So you get one of those. We film these cats that I've catnapped.
Yeah.
And I put in these suits, and then I move all that shit over to Vegas, and I get some, I don't know, PNG, right? I'd say, hey, just send me fucking some background image and we'll make it work. And then I just put the bitch there. And that's what this looks like. Now, keep in mind, this is a multi-billion-dollar company that is doing this. It's not me. But I feel like I could produce something like this at a fraction of probably whatever they spent on it.
I've got a green screen. I've got a cat.
Yeah, you got
I could have this done tomorrow.
Fuck tomorrow, man. You could probably do that. We could probably take a commercial break right now.
Yeah, I could just put the Alphacore trailer on.
Put
come
that
back. Boom, got it. Just whack it into Camtasia. Done. Chrome key out the green. Job's good.
Easy money. Because I mean, look at the screen. Like you see how this is a great pause frame because you see how shit the edit is. Like the cat's legs are sinking into the fucking ground. There. So I get it. Yeah, right. They it's full time, right? Or Monica, excuse me, Mionica around Bo, and she's phasing and doing whatever kind of weird shit. But I feel like I could pull this off. I feel like I could pull this off like easily. And again, for the fraction of whatever they probably spent, they spent on this. Before I give my full thoughts, we got to watch the whole fucking thing.
Absolutely. I'm a little disappointed in you for prejudging.
Yeah, I know, right? Let's be fair to this wonderful ad here. Maybe it gets better.
Do you remember that scene in the trailer?
In the trailer, yes.
Yeah.
That's it looks fantastic.
It's right at the end of the film.
Which
was about 5 minutes long because they edited out everything they possibly could.
They trying to get this shit over with.
It's the Meowvils.
Like I said, there's levels to it, right? Like I think that's what has to be considered as we watch this dog shit. It's not that it's just dog shit because it is. Make no mistake. You see that it says Meowville Studios? You see that?
Yeah. Meowville Studios, the Meowvils.
So we got puns all over the fucking place. We have a dog shit production, and it's a stupid idea with dog shit production.
Okay, right.
Okay.
Let me try and be as fair as I can.
Okay.
Right?
Go ahead.
The film is an unmitigated disaster and a failure. It's the worst performing of anything. You would, this sort of marries up with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's garbage. It's dog shit. It's terrible. I mean, they wouldn't ever, and I mean ever, take something which is actually good, that people have loved, and do the same treatment to it, would they?
Not a chance.
Now, okay, let's go round two.
The time is upon us. Prepare thyselves for battle most fierce and awesome. This spring, the biggest heroes of the Marvel Universe assemble for the crossover of the century. Marvel Comics presents Infinity Pause.
It's pause instead of wars. Do you get it? Infinity pause.
Oh my god, this gives me a fucking headache. So bad. Guys, see, I get it. I understand that there are people that have bad intentions that work for these companies. Okay, they do things, they're spiteful. Let's just say that. They're ideologues for sure. I totally get that. And I talked about this a little bit yesterday with Critical Drinker.
Mm-hmm.
Two things can be true. They also can be fucking retarded.
Mm-hmm.
So while they may have people with bad intentions that are in there, there's also retarded people, and that's a dangerous combination. To have bad intentions and to also be fucking retarded is cataclysmic. And I think that's what you have right here.
It's what?
Cataclysm. I didn't even mean to do that. Excuse me. Pun. That was not the intention. I probably gave them some ideas, right? I did not mean to fucking do that. It is cataclysmic. That's pretty good. That's pretty fucking good. Wasn't purposeful by any means, but but seriously, they're retarded.
Why start being serious now? Why start now?
That's true. But look, man, the thing that gets me about it and what's so fucking fat, I gotta find some sort of fascination out of it, right? I have to. I mean, just the best way to salvage this absolute situation as you watch people try to actively destroy this company from within. The reason why it's so fascinating is because you look at the levels and layers. And I think I mentioned this yesterday as well, that this had to go through before we saw it. I mean, people that understand this stuff is vetted, okay? And this is why I think they have a foundational structural problem, because if I'm in any sort of position of power, if you will, right? And this crosses my fucking desk or email, hey, look at this ad that we're thinking, right? So I open it up and I see this shit and I'm like, anybody with competence says there's no fucking way. It's just like an internal joke or some shit. There is no fucking way this is going out to the public. The fact that, and this is where the incompetence comes in, that they're a massive company. So they have several layers. Marketing's got to look at it. Again, producers are looking at it. People in various other sort of whoever's in charge of whatever fake job that they may have. People, the point that I'm trying to make is several people are looking at this. So you can't look at it through the lens of, well, we saw it and it's just bad. No, we know that. Like there's no denying that. That's not up for dispute. That's not up for debate or argument. The fascinating thing is that before we saw it, there were so many different things that had to happen before this was uploaded to YouTube. And nobody thought to say there's no way, or they were powerless. I think it's the former. They're all retarded. I think they're all they have cat ladies that are part of this, that eat food of their cats. And they look at this and they say, this is going to knock it out the fucking park.
I'm going to ask you a question.
Go ahead.
I would appreciate as honest an answer as you could possibly muster.
Okay.
How many issues do you think this is going to sell?
Okay.
I will guess if you want as
Go
well.
Go ahead.
I think about 220 will ship.
Okay. I'll say this much. And I'll do you one better in terms of the explanation. It will be bought and it will be funny money. Okay. And when I say that, I mean Scholastic.
Yeah.
Probably maybe some libraries that are going to be mixed in there. It's basically going to be money that is illegitimate, is the point it is that I'm making. It's not an actual buyer.
Yeah.
I think I will go out on a limb and say 95% of whatever that number is, whatever that sales is going to be Scholastic, government's going to be involved in some way through the public library budgets or something of that nature. And the 5% that did get it are going to be gullible comic book shops that probably will be closing down, I say, by spring.
Okay. I got a follow-up question then.
Okay.
Do you think more people are going to read this than item 1? Because nobody has read that.
Oh, that's true. Because nobody knows what their favorite part is. So you gotta, and that's indicative, right? So that nobody's actually read ISO. And nobody's gonna Alphacore. I don't even have Alphacore books, so how can I ship them for people to say what their
Fake
favorite
pictures,
part is.
PNG pictures of stock in warehouses.
Yeah,
that you
yeah,
just,
all that's just fake.
it's even got the watermark through them.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So it's not real. But on a serious note, yes, we have more readers than this is ever going to even consider getting, and they're probably going to pump out more money. They probably spent more on this advertisement right here than they are than what we spent, and they're going to get. I can't even say a return because they're not going to get a return on this. I don't get it.
I can guarantee you that more people have read Alphacore than are going to read this.
It's not out.
And it's not even out. Because it's a fake book from a scammer.
That's true. That's true. Holy fucking shit, this goddamn company.
There is a little bit left if you'd like to
okay,
see.
okay. Maybe they could save this in 10 seconds.
It's yeah. There is a chance.
There's a chance. Spring 2024.
Marvel Unlimited. So it's a digital only comic.
Okay. So it's an exclusive. Okay, that's smart. I was about to say that was smart because
exclusive isn't quite the word I would use, but sure.
Well, no, this is the thing. They're smart to do that because this is spring 2024. Whatever comic shop is dumb enough to buy this shit will be closed down by then.
I don't even know if it's going into print. It says Marvel Unlimited, which is the digital.
That's why I said it was smart.
Yeah,
because again, the comic shops that would buy this shit, if it in the event that it was printed, they're not making it to spring 2024.
Gotcha. Yeah, they're already out of business. Plus ones.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, plus the good ones. So Marvel,
the crossover. Did you see that? The crossover of the century. That's what it says. The crossover.
The crossover of the century.
Yeah.
I go fuck you. I've just actually kind of like dawned on me that
company is a joke.
Marvel have not only killed comic book stores, but now they're killing cinemas.
Yeah.
Because
absolutely.
the Marvels is in 4,030 or 4,060 cinemas domestically in the States. That could be showing films that made money or make money.
There's no way that those theaters are getting a return.
And what else is coming out? Wish, which is looking like that's going to tank.
That's correct.
And that's Disney.
Mm-hmm.
So Disney are managing to destroy cinemas. Disney, Marvel destroying comics and cinemas.
Yeah.
They do know that is their core audience for their shit.
Yeah. They have to, right? It's look, it's and I think you and I have talked about this before. The thing that makes this so fucked, right, is that the Marvel Cinematic Universe, comics are comics. They're fucking fuck, man. I don't see how they're getting a return on that at all. But as a company, Marvel Studios, what do they have to look at in the future that they can even say we're going to turn it around here? Like, what do they have? Because with Deadpool, are you counting that?
I wouldn't myself.
Me personally, I wouldn't either. You know, so if you put that on an island, right, and you said, okay, that's something that's different. We have Echo. That's when does Echo officially come out?
We just know January. I don't think they've given an actual.
They're dumping all episodes, right?
All the episodes at once. It should be 6, but it might be 5. Because Daredevil was apparently in one and Daredevil's been
shelved.
So I've heard that they've removed an episode and there's only going to be 5. Well,
okay.
But we'll have to see on that.
But it's a dump either way. Whatever they got.
It's all at on's.
All at once. Okay.
All at once.
You got Echo early next year, right? After this absolute fucking disaster. So is next year or did that get pushed back to 2025? Captain Falcon.
Captain Black Falcon America Soldier Man is 2025 now.
Okay,
It's
so they got pushed back
a year for significant reshoots. I.e., they're remaking the film. And I'm not even kidding, Eric. They're remaking the film.
I wonder how much that's going to cost them, man.
It's probably already racked up somewhere in excess of 200 to 250.
And the reshoots are
These reshoots are going to knock it 50, 70 to 90 mil.
Yeah.
This is going to end up being somewhere probably around 240 mil.
Okay. So is there anything else it does? Okay. So Ironheart, when is that?
Ironheart is now fall 2025.
Oh, shit. That got pushed way back. And ain't that supposed to be finished?
That was finished in January of this year.
Okay.
It's been finished for nearly a year, and it's been delayed for 2 years from now.
Okay. I don't know if that's coming out.
It's never, unless the theory was they wanted to release it nearer the time that Armor Wars, which also will never come out, is not going to come out.
Okay. So that may be their thing next year. You know what I mean? Again, if we're excluding Deadpool. So that's a thing. Agatha. When is I don't know what the title of it now. Is it just Agatha?
There's been 3 titles. Okay. I have no idea what it's currently called. And I'm not even shitting you. I don't. It's had so many title changes. That has been delayed, Eric.
Is it indefinitely, or is it like
there is no official release date on it?
All right, that's indefinite. Okay. So there's a chance that might not even see the fucking light of day, man.
It's a possibility.
Yeah. So okay. So we just named off all of those. I don't think that I'm missing one. I think I got. I got.
Deadpool is the only Marvel film coming out next year.
Okay.
The only one.
Okay. So they don't have anything to next year, 2025. If they survive through 2025, you have Black Captain Falcon,
Black America Soldier Man,
yeah. So we got that, and oh man, that sounds like that's gonna be a fucking disaster. Whatever that is going to end up look like, and this is why I think it's different from years past, because despite having back to back epic fucking failures, right? Now they don't have shit that they can say we're gonna turn it around, because we know, we talked about it on I think maybe the first episode of Ribbon to Silverback, unprecedented. They said with Daredevil, we're not putting any of this shit out. We 8 episodes in, we can't put this shit out.
Not putting it out. We're sacking all of the directors and all of the writers.
Bingo.
All gone.
Everybody's gone. So everybody
got episodes we've made not coming out.
In the episode, so that is, who knows what the fuck is happening with that. Blade, no idea.
Never get made.
Yeah, that's probably not gonna get made, right? Definitely when we consider that story of that he was gonna be fourth place. In its own fucking movie, right? Okay, so this is what I think makes it different from years past, right? It's not about them simply making bad shit. They've done that in the past. Now they can't possibly turn the bitch around because they don't have anything to turn it around on. The thing that is fucked is, even if they said today, let's say they woke up and fucking smelled the coffee, right? And they said,
smelled the cat litter.
They woke up and smelled the meow mix, right? Or whatever it is. And then they said, guys, we got to fast track Fantastic Four and or the mutants and X-Men.
Oh, sorry. I have to cut you off, because Fantastic Four, the film that Adam Driver turned down Mr. Fantastic and Margot Robbie turned down Sue Storm.
Yes. So
because it's looking shit.
Yep. All right. So even if they did say, hey, hell, even if I gave them the benefit of the doubt that they had for all of those roles cast, just for the sake of conversation, just been produced, but everything's been greenlit. They got their their directors, they got the producers all are intact, the cast is intact. Bro, that's still 3, 4, 5, 6 years down the line minimum.
If they went into production today, if they went into production, which means pre-production, then obviously filming, then post-production, to get to the cinema, we are looking, even if they fast track it, a minimum of 2 years.
Minimum. That's a bare minimum, right? That's a bare minimum, and that's probably a rush job, right?
Yeah.
For sure. So they don't have shit, and that's what makes it so difficult. And that was us giving them the benefit of the doubt. We know that they don't have any of that shit in the works, right?
Well, they've got shit.
They got shit,
but it's literal shit.
They got shit. They got piles of it. So that's what makes the situation so different in years past. They don't have that film, that even if that film that's down the line is shit, there's nothing that they could say, because everything that they're anticipating right now is nothing that people actually look forward to. Think about those 5 or so projects that we just named. Who's the fuck stoked for it? Who's stoked for Echo? Echo could even end up turning, it's awesome. Like kind of what people were saying with what was the fucking recent Star Wars show that nobody fucking watched? Andor, yeah. That people have said, it's pretty good. Nobody cared. So even if it was one of those situations, that's not good enough. You can't turn your company around based on, the people that did watch it, they said it was okay. That's not good enough. There's no enthusiasm. So that's what makes this so intriguing to me, is that I'm looking at this and I'm like, they don't have anything this time, God. There's no Thor. There's nothing that, even if the film is bad, there's nothing that they could point to and say, guys, all right, fuck it.
There is no big hero. There's no big hero.
You're right.
There's no Iron Man. There's no Captain America. And I mean Captain America, not
the Captain
imposter. There's no Wolverine, X-Men, Fantastic Four. There's now Daredevil. There's none of it. Not a thing. But they do have Agatha Harkness, Echo, Ironheart, Captain Black America Falcon Man, Soldier. Apologies, nearly got that wrong. What's the other film that's got pushed back as well? There's another one that's been pushed back. Another one that's gone.
Like Thunderbolts or some shit. Like
Thunderbolts.
What? Yeah.
Yes. Thunderbolts with all your non-favorite characters.
Thunderbolts. Yeah. They don't have anything, bro.
And the Kang Dynasty.
That's true. They have that. That's another.
It's likely not even going to be fucking Kang, because Jonathan Majors looks like he's out the door.
Yeah, they're screwed, man. They're in a special type of screw, and it's a lesson of like they got cocky. And what I mean by that is at the end of or end game, right? And yeah, we know these movies are planned out ahead of time and all that. Kevin Feige had this new commitment. Victoria Alonso doesn't even work for the fucking company anymore. Had her vision. Why the X-Men called the X-Men anyway, right?
Shut up, woman.
Says a lot of women that I see says Victoria Alonso.
I don't know, maybe so they put some no disrespect to the people in the chat. We have the Soska sisters there. But maybe put somebody in who knows what the fuck they're doing. Knows what the fuck they're talking about. Because Feige doesn't.
Not at all.
Man. Victoria Alonso is a fucking dumb bint. And she's now gone and was the scapegoat.
Yeah. But Feige, remember, don't forget, he had a commitment with Eternals. That was why they used the Eternals. There was a commitment. And the commitment had nothing to do with goddamn quality.
No, it was stunning. It was superficiality.
Yes. That was what they said we're doing. And every time Victoria, they were all in cahoots, because every time fucking Alonso was taught when she was with the company, that's all they talked about. It was diversity, it was inclusivity, it was representation, it was everything but the quality of the absolute product, of the actual product. That was never yes, granted, yes, they in their promotional stuff, yes. But what it is that I'm saying is you can't have that story be secondary to that shit. right?
No.
And that's what they did. They said story. Maybe at one point it was first. Let's bring that down a couple of notches, and let's bring this whole ideological bullshit up number one. And now everything stems from that. So every idea it is that we have is centered around that ultimate goal, right? That's good. Shout out, Karen. This is good. 10K. Have we hit that? Have we officially?
Oh yeah. I was just waiting for the madness to stop.
We did hit it.
But if you since you brought it up, 10,000 and true.
Oh man, 10,000 total purchasers on Alphacore. Number
10,000 individual people.
Yes,
10,000.
Individual people, and books were over 17,000. We're closing in on 18,000 total books. But as far as individual unique purchasers, we are over 10,000. So thanks to you all. Shout out as he has it pinned right now. If you guys want to get that and pre-order this, you still can get in on it. You got plenty of time. We have some cool bundles that for you guys that want to catch up, right? We have the first appearance pack. We got the Riververse book pack. If you guys want to get caught up on that, like right there, the first appearance pack, you can pick which cover that you want. You can get that first appearance pack. We also have, of course, the Riververse book pack, which allow you to get everything that we've released up until now. ISOM 1, ISOM 2, as well as the upcoming Alphacore for only $65. That's over 300 pages of content for that. So get in on that if you have not already. Seriously, guys, thank you. That is a huge fucking milestone for us, because really we're just over 2 weeks into this shit. We got a long way to go.
It is literally 2 weeks and 2 days.
Yeah. That's kind of crazy. We got a long fucking time, guys. It's 2 months. January 20th is when the campaign ends. So we have a long fucking time to go. So thank you all. We appreciate the hell out of you guys for that. Again, you can get the base book for only $28. It's 96 pages. So we've come down on our prices a lot. So shout out to each and every one of you guys. We appreciate you. That's 10,000 total purchase, and I guess we can get back to talking about the meowvils.
Let's talk cats.
Let's talk, because that's what everybody fucking cares about. At least that's what the geniuses over there at Marvel Studios. But going back to my original point that I was just bringing up, in that they sacrificed all of that stuff. And this is why you got the long list of characters that nobody asked for. But it wasn't just that, right? Because I can make the argument that you can do characters justice and come up with intriguing stories, even though they may be more obscure.
There could have been an intro. You could have. I have never written a thing in my life apart from a fucking receipt. I could have, based off what I saw with the Marvels, I could have taken the concept and come up with a way better film.
Yeah.
No problem. No problem. A film about Ms. Marvel's planets, people that she's been looking at being systematically targeted. And it would have been fucking 10 times better than this shit that came out. You're allowed to make women likable in your films.
Absolutely.
They can't all be, you don't have to just make them fucking po-faced twats.
Very true.
We all loved Black Widow. Scarlet, there's Black Widow.
Mm-hmm.
So if we like that and we don't like what's being produced, our fault. Now, of course, it's not our fault.
We'll let them tell it.
It's the rejection of what they want to make. Anyway, you carry on.
No, but it's they sacrificed a story, and this is why they kind of fast tracked some of the goofy stories it is that you got that nobody really asked for. But it's not just about that. It's that it was poorly executed as well. So we go into the Eternals, which aren't the Eternals at all. They're just Eternals in name. But like I mentioned, Kevin Feige used them with intent. He found out that they were more obscure, and therefore they could justify doing retarded shit, gay shit, and headlines. And for whatever reason, these weirdos over there at Marvel Studios thought that was going to translate to sales. Appealing to a demographic of people that's not really, slay. They might say that on Twitter. But when it comes to buying tickets, I don't even think the demographic's large enough to even move the needle. That's just not, It's just not big enough.
Right. Logically, take a 3% demographic, right?
Yes.
That you're pandering to. That's just essentially a Western demographic. Now, what percent of those 3% are even interested in this?
Right.
And then what percent of the percent that's even interested in this will part with money for this?
Good point.
And you're dealing with tens of people.
Yeah, tens of people. That's what you're dealing with. That's about it. That's perfectly put. That it's, you break it down like that, if they even have the fucking capital to part ways with. Because you're also been talking about a demographic that, oftentimes you call it stereotypical, whatever, don't care. A little economically illiterate, right? A little money issues generally stem from these types. They don't got it all upstairs anyway. So you're appealing to a demographic of people that don't got the money to part in the first place. In off the case, part money, they can't part ways with shit that they don't got. They, you know what I mean? Yeah. They never had it. They never obtained it. But that's what they said. Hey, we're going after the demographic that cares so much above all else. Inclusivity, representation, and other superficial bullshit has nothing to do with likable characters, interesting characters. It's ideology above all else. Yes. So they fast track everything because of that, and this is why you ended up with from Eternals to Shang-Chi and She-Hulk and She-Thor, and all these just concepts that were just utterly dead on arrival, and it could not get butts in the seats. It was not intriguing by any means. So now what you are left with, because all the ill will, but I think us the critical drinker, I think Marlis brought this up. I think that's who he was talking about, brought it up. And that is that it takes a while when you are on top, like the Marvel Cinematic Universe was, it takes a while for it to get so bad that people turn out. Mm-hmm. Right? It takes not just one bad film, it takes several. Yeah. But that's what they gave you. Mm-hmm. That's what they gave, and shows.
A whole phase. A whole phase of the fucking thing.
Yeah, a whole phase of just utter shit. And now even normies have turned out. So you don't have diehards, you don't have people that actually give a fuck about this material, and you don't have you can't even be intriguing to just normies who are, it's the end thing, and that's just what it is. They wanted to die. You have nothing. And now, because you've ruined your ill will, and now you're set at this point in time where another product that you banked a lot on, you spent a lot of money on. What is the final? Do we know what the box, not box office? Do we know how much they spent on this film?
300. It's looking realistically at around $320 million.
Okay,
so it has to hit again. If we're just gonna cut the bullshit out, it's got to have to hit around 850 million to break even.
And it's not getting anything. Will it get even half that?
No, oh God, no. It's going to be lucky to hit 250 worldwide. Okay.
So this is you're talking about losing $500 to $600 million on this film.
Yes,
that is unfucking believable.
And one of those reasons why is because in China, it's brought in a little bit of the international revenue so far, but they only get 25% of that.
Right. So this may be $500 million. Conceptualize that, guys. $500 million.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
$500 million loss for this company, right? Minimum. If it keeps on this trajectory, right? Okay. So
I don't know. Does anyone really want me to?
So all of those duds that they laid with Disney Plus and what they were coming out with the cinema stuff, mm-hmm. And now you are at November 22nd, 2023. You're having to look at the fact and face the fact this film is going to lose $500 million.
Yeah.
And now you guys are sitting around table. All the executives are here. All the creatives are here. And I use that term very loosely. Mm-hmm. But they're all sitting around and they're like, guys, what do we have? That has to be demoralizing because you don't have anything. You have nothing.
Goose egg.
You don't have anything, guys. You don't have anything where, hey, guys, hey, we can get our spirits back up. We can get our momentum back. We can get our morale back up with this movie. They don't have that, or this show. They don't have that. That fucking nothing at all. And it's disappointing because this was so, like, again, you have to go out of your way to end up in this position. It's not something that you just kind of gravitate towards naturally. You had to go out of your way to fuck this up. Coming off of, if you look at it in context, at least coming off of Endgame, if you look at it in context, you had to go out of your way to fuck this up like this, to this degree. Not to say that you were just always going to shit out $1 billion. If that, well, to be fair, they spent money like they were. They spent money like that was the floor.
They've come out of Endgame with the greatest momentum that they possibly could. Endgame was definitely a full stop, a period.
Yeah.
That needed to breathe.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, they didn't want it to breathe. And number two, they went straight into all new, all Marvel, which failed miserably.
Mm-hmm.
So they thought the thing which failed miserably with actual fans was going to succeed with normies.
Yes.
So a normie goes to see the film and goes, well, that wasn't very good. And then they go to see the next film. They go, well, that wasn't really good. But I like Marvel films because I keep hearing people say Marvel films are fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then they go to the next one and like, well, this wasn't very good. And then they go to the next one and this wasn't very good. Then Spider-Man comes out from Sony and they're like, this was good. There's Toby, there's Andrew, there's Tom. We all love them. They're very likable guys. This was good. Then the next Marvel comes out. That wasn't very good. Then the next Marvel comes out. That wasn't very good. Then the next Marvel comes out and that wasn't very good. You have built up so much goodwill. The fans, the legitimate fans knew what was coming with this bullshit. As I said, we're taking victory laps right now. We're doing all the I told you so. We know we're never going to get any apologies. We know we're never going to get any, you were right. We know that. We don't care. We're gloating anyway. Because we saw this coming. The normie gives the benefit of the doubt because the normie doesn't live and isn't invested in this like we are.
Right.
To them, it's a bit of fun for the family, or it's a bit of fun for the girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever. So they give much more benefit of the doubt before they get ground down. But that they've been ground down to the degree that the Marvels isn't just a flop, it's a go fuck yourself. Because this is going to lose more money than The Flash. And we were all absolutely lolling at that box office. Couldn't believe that box office. And this is going to do worse.
That's impressive.
It is legitimately impressive.
That's the only impressive thing about this.
Yeah. It's how have you managed to do less than The Flash? But here we are.
With the property that you were on top of the world with.
But keep hiring. I misspoke and I apologize. Keep casting directors because of their ethnicity, gender, color. Have those people who hate what they're trying to do because it's only their vanity, ego, and where can this take me that's allowed them 100%. To accept the job.
100%. That's what it is.
Let them tell the fans what a piece of shit they are, what racists they are, homophobes, bigots. Let them shit all over your audience time and time again. And I don't know, maybe, just maybe, you'll get to the point where a film falls off. Oh, it just did.
Yeah.
You are a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Absolutely. And I think that's the important thing to mention about it. This is all kind of it was self-detonation. It was
self-inflicted gunshot wounds to the head, I like to call it.
Right. No Hillary Clinton type shit. Like they did this to themselves. It's legitimate self-deletion. Okay.
Dude, people can accidentally shoot themselves in the chest with a shotgun while hanging.
Yeah, true. Marvel, I guess they'd if that's the narrative that they want to run with, they can. But seriously, self-detonating is a perfect word to describe this because they had to go out of their way to do it. I think is after Endgame, you really use that moment to tighten up, right? It's not that I think at that point you really start to invest into people that know what it is that they're doing, because you have a hard act to follow. So if anything, you're less loose on who you're bringing on.
Oh yeah,
not more. Which that's what happened. They got really loose with who it is that they were bringing on because they figured maybe we're Marvel. We're shitting out $1 billion films. We can do this forever just because it has our name on it. People see the intro. We got a couple of credit scenes or whatever. That's gonna do it. That's gonna do it. And they have found out that's not good enough. And once you lose even the normies, because you have nothing, and this is why it wasn't a bad idea to start picking their audience instead of just saying, hey, we're going to reenact what didn't work in the comics, and that's all new, all different. You wanted to replace all your heroes. You wanted, that's literally all this shit is. You wanted to replace all the notable heroes for lesser known heroes, which again, it's a double whammy, because not only are you doing that, you're also making bad material in the process. So it's not like you're doing obscure characters justice, because I could believe that, and I can see and envision a world like a Blade, right, where Blade wasn't the most known Marvel character. Hell, there's sometimes that I remember during the 2000s, you had to tell people that was a comic book character by Marvel because they didn't know.
Yes.
Right. So I could totally see where some works very, very well, and people don't know necessarily that character. I can see that happening, but that's not it. For one, it takes talent, it takes understanding, and they don't have people that possess that capacity to even execute such a plan. They brought in a bunch of ideologues. They brought in a bunch of people that were politically motivated, social politically motivated, and that is what they led with, which is why even still, since we didn't have a show last week, we didn't get to talk about it, and this is a good segue into it. When Nia DaCosta went on that show, not Nia DaCosta, excuse me, how you say Sawe, whatever the chick's name is that plays the main villain in
Zowie, whatever she's called.
Yeah, Zowie. Well, she's going on a show. What is she leading with? Diversity.
Yeah.
Zoe
Ashton. That's it.
Yeah.
Zoe Ashton.
All of that stuff. All of the stuff that got you into this position, because they think that that's good enough. I
think that's the talking points which are given to them by the studio. The studio's like, you push inclusion and diversity. That's the message you need to keep pushing on these interviews. So they go out there and they do what they're told.
Yep, facts. That's it's all vetted. It's all part of the scheme, if you will. It's an approved talking point. So to me, that says a lot. It says a lot about the company and what it is that they valued, and what they thought other people valued. And it's not that. It all fucking sounds good. Look, man, I'm telling these chat, as a business owner, bro, trust me on this. If I don't know shit else, I understand markets, right? And the internet can be a little tricky if you have people that can't properly analyze it. So I get it. Tom King or some fucking dickhead says something on social media, on Twitter. It gets several thousand retweets, right? Several thousand likes. The person that doesn't know any better will look at that and think that shit's going to translate directly to sales. And it's just not how it works. It's just not. You have to understand, you have to have people that are smart enough to analyze that, and they know what's real and what's fluff. And a lot of that is what they're appealing to, fluff. People that would, okay, yeah, let's say you may, not let's say, we don't have to do let's says, because they actually do the stupid shit. And okay, this isn't Marvel, but it is a comic book. What happened with Tim Drake, right? I would see tweets. This is brave. This is bold. Tom Taylor. When we talk about like Superman, gay Superman, same thing. Hey, look at him. He's doing all these shows with a rainbow S on his chest, right? This is very progressive. Oh, wow. He has X amount of likes. CBR is giving him several headlines for it. Retweets. Who the fuck goes and buys it, though? Hardly anybody. If anything, maybe a collector thought they were going to stumble upon something. Well, this was the issue that John Kent officially came out as gay. And maybe I could flip this for a couple of bucks. But who's actually interested in it long term? Nobody.
No one.
Nobody gives a flying fuck about this. And I think that's what these guys have, going back to the point with Marvel. within their company. It's a bunch of guys analyzing social media, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and confusing them fucking selves and tricking themselves into thinking that that is a genuinely invested audience, and it's not. And this is proof that it's fucking not. We've already had proof of it in the comics, but you're especially getting it right now. Everybody can snap Yas Queen Stan account all day fucking long, hashtag Marvels, hashtag this and that. It's not putting butts in the fucking seats because it's not a real audience. And that's what I think a lot of people, that's the future to me. The future is separating fluff. Because hell, you can even take my company, for example. If you let these dipsticks and you look at the way that they talk about us, you think we the most fucking hated company in the world. Well, which we might technically be, with no fucking buyers. But I'm outselling all these motherfuckers. The Riververse is outselling all these motherfuckers in terms of what we're bringing in terms of revenue, right? Right? Like profiting, because we're selling to an audience of buyers. So who gives a fuck?
Eric, let's take item number one, right? Yes. Approximately 40,000 individual people purchased it.
Right.
65,000-ish books sold.
Issues, yeah, roughly.
Roughly there or thereabouts. Maybe a couple down, couple up.
Yeah.
Roughly around 65,000. That would have put you at about, easily. Let's just go easily. That is easily top 5.
Yes.
Comics sold.
Top 5 all companies. And that's for floppies.
And that's for, yes.
Floppy. You could graphic novels. It's not even close.
It's easy. It's a clear number 1 by a country mile.
Yeah.
On trade paperback.
Yeah.
But because it's item 1,
right.
I want to class it as a floppy.
Yeah.
And that would have been no doubt top 5 in floppies.
Yeah. Easily.
It's just that your floppy will come out once a quarter, once every 6 or whatever, with 9,600 plus pages.
Yeah.
Which is what they're kind of doing with Black Label or whatever now. And so that's what that would have done. Alphacore, 2 weeks in, 10,000 individual purchases, 17,500 books sold. Just based off that, that is, well, before Diamond went under, if we were putting this around the Diamond mark, that would probably be around number 30, maybe late 20s, 20s to number 30.
And that's competing against guys selling shit for $4 and $5.
Fuck that, Eric. That's competing against X-Men,
True,
Iron Man, Batman, Superman, fucking everyone.
True, that's a good point. Yeah, absolutely.
What I'm trying to say is, folks, is there's an audience to buy.
Yes, and
the audience isn't concerned necessarily if it's an established product or a new product.
Facts.
They want something good, or they want, at the very least, they want something to fucking believe in as a customer.
Yeah.
So when you're telling your audience that you're bigots, racists, homophobes, it drills into them.
Yeah.
And the first people to the table are fans, and the last people to leave are fans. And the massive group in the middle that walks away that you never fucking see is the normie. They don't say anything. They don't go on social media. They don't make a big hoo-ha. They don't engage with the people who are calling them all this and that. They just go fuckity bye.
Yep.
And their money goes somewhere else.
That's a fact.
And it's the fan that will start, and it's the fan that will leave.
Yep. That's perfectly put. And that's what modern creatives, definitely with big, like these massive companies, and this is why I think they're so compromised, and it's going to be hard to turn the shit because they're massive companies. There's so many layers of just shit of people that have that same idea, and they're convinced in their mind. You can't tell them otherwise, right? Well, when we fail, it's not our fault, so we got to double down. That's not us. It's like why the whole fatigue thing got attractive, right? It's like, well, that's our out. So it's not the message. It's not the social bullshit it is that we keep leaning on. It's something else. It's something else. So that's why when it feels like, bro, it's so obvious this shit is not working, they often double down because they're that fucking arrogant that they believe that it can't possibly be them. It can't be something that it is that they are doing incorrectly. It's y'all's fault as the viewer. as the
Is it me?
reader.
No, everyone else must be wrong.
Yeah, that's for me.
Everyone else.
Yeah.
When you're a troublemaker and you go, well, this person left and I don't talk to this person anymore, or this person's a wanker, or this person, maybe you're the fucking problem.
Yes. 100%. Maybe at that point, there has to be some sort of reflection, self-reflection, right?
I got a question.
Yeah.
I got a question for you. Why the fuck, when these films come out, whichever it is, let's go all the way back to Iron Man 1, for instance, as well, all the way through. When these films come out, why aren't there comic book stands in the fucking theaters? Why aren't they paying for a rack, something, a cardboard thing, which has either the existing comic, the current comic, or a special which has been made to introduce you to the character? Why aren't they at the cinemas? So you've seen the film, now buy the comic.
Right.
Why isn't that happening? I can buy a plastic fucking cup sometimes. But if you want to work it in synergy with each other, if you want one to grow off the other, then they have to work in unison.
Facts. You're putting it absolutely.
Why isn't that happening? I guarantee you, fucking Isom comes out in some sort of cinema. There'll be a fucking Isom stand there.
Oh, bro, 1, 2, 3, 4, all that shit's there. It's right there, and it ain't go like that's an automatic. And I think that's what the Japanese. I brought this up a million times. I think that's what they do way better than
better
in the West.
Yeah.
There is unison between their anime and their manga. They fight like fuck to make sure that happens. Whereas these guys, I mean, look, I just think it's a passion related thing. And I'm not saying like a passion project. I'm saying like these guys really don't give a fuck about this medium. They don't. Hell, when you have movies that are being made, right? And imagine this is actually happening, by the way. A director, executive producer will tell an actor will tell an actor or actress that will voluntarily go learn about this character that they are depicting. And instead of saying, you know what, that's a fantastic idea, they say, no. In fact, I don't want you to do it because I don't want you to get the idea that that's who that character is supposed to be. That's the source material. I don't want you to get the idea that that's who that character is supposed to be.
Then you'll be educating new fans, and then the new fans will be like, why isn't Iron Man doing this? Why don't the Eternals look like the Eternals? Not now. Then I think you're a bigot and a racist and a homophobe and
But that's what's happening. That shows you that these guys do not give a fuck about this shit. It's just to advance their own individual career. So they're utilizing it. Even though a lot of this stuff was created long before they were ever even thought about, that's what this shit is. And it shows, right? It fucking shows with the product it is that ends up getting produced or put out. That product sucks. That product is not a proper representation. That product is illogical. Well, that makes sense because the people that created that shit don't understand it.
Okay, well, let's just stick a pause in that. Let's just listen to somebody speak about comics in the industry.
Politics. Don't buy my book.
Oh, hold on. Let's just get it.
And if you don't like my politics, don't buy my book.
That's the before. Now let's listen to the after.
Problem solved.
I tend to be pretty optimistic, but in this one, I'm worried. I'm straight worried.
Why?
Because stores are closing at a phenomenal rate. Independent comic sales are down.
That's what. That's who we're dealing with. Well, sorry, I say we as in fans, but I'll be a little bit more specific. Eric, that's your competition.
Yeah.
Somebody with a loaded gun pointed right at their own face.
Yeah. My competition is shooting themselves.
Yes.
And acting like they're not the ones holding the fucking gun. That's what's happening.
I don't care if somebody hates my guts. If you want to buy my book, my comic, my product, my T-shirt, my
I will take the money.
I'll take your cash quite happily. Thank you.
No problem.
And I'll thank you for doing it.
Yep, absolutely. I appreciate you. People that maybe despise me and where I'm at, you can still buy Riververse stuff. If you don't like my politics, buy my books.
Chat, now then, here's a little bit. If you don't know, chat, some of you will not, some of you will. But I'm not trying to patronize anyone here. If you didn't know who that was, that's a lovely lady. I'm only kidding. Called Kelly Sue DeConnick. She's responsible for this current iteration of Captain Marvel.
That is a fact.
That is just a fact. She's the one that put Carol Danvers as Captain Marvel, branded her the way she is, and made her the absolute massive cunt that she's been for the last years.
That was her.
That was her. But if you don't like her politics, don't buy her book. People took her advice.
Yeah, and they took her quite literally, and they said, "Okay,
yeah, I will accept those terms.
Yes.
I find your terms acceptable.
Acceptable, and I will go about my business." And that's what they did. She's and in that second clip, she's right in the sense that, I don't think she has the humility enough to admit that she's part of the issues.
Of course not. No.
So our closing down. Look, guys, and I'm not saying that just because it's me, but
I would as well, though.
Yeah, true. We are seeing a lot of success, but just so you know how fucked the industry is, right? This is financially the biggest fucking story. Riververse is the biggest story in independent comics right now, and comics in general. And I'm not saying that to toot my own fucking horn. I'm just saying that, and you cannot like me. That's fine. That is completely fine. Irrelevant. Because if it wasn't me, the point will remain the same. If some new kid on the block came through and they made several in the last year and a half, made 6, 7, however much $1 million that they made off of selling new original shit.
I'll go on better. If Kelly Sue DeConnick.
Oh my God, we wouldn't hear the end of it. We wouldn't fucking hear the end of it. She'd be able to
3 back-to-back independent books, brand new IP, brand new characters. Did 3.6, 3.7, 2.6, currently 1.03 with just 2 weeks on the clock. 7 million in 3 books, less than a year. She would be the savior of comics.
Absolutely.
Savior.
CBR would have an entire section dedicated to her.
Yeah, it would be called CBR.
Yeah, exactly. Comics Beat, all these guys of the world, they wouldn't stop talking about. Think about it. There's a comic site, by the way, and we refer to them. They specifically are talking about the business of comics. Has ICV2 said fucking anything about the Riververse? To my knowledge,
nobody has.
Nothing.
Because you're a Trump supporter.
let them tell it. Let them fucking tell. A right-wing, bigot, misogynistic.
Everybody who is successful
is a Trump
who isn't part of the far left fucking ideology.
Yep.
Is a right-wing Trump supporter. Don't matter what country you live in.
It's true.
I live in the UK. I've been called a Trump supporter before.
That's true. That's very true.
Doesn't matter the country. Doesn't matter anything. Success. Notice how they're trying to conflate success with right-wing. Well, if that's the case, I want to be as far right as possible.
That fucking possibly can be. If that's the big, but no, it goes to show that this is about ideology. That's the reason why I'm bringing it up. I'm not again. It doesn't matter who it was, because there's been people that will do a fraction of the numbers that we do. Right? Oh, they're all over the fucking headlines. Right? You know, it's just how it works. But because they are so they think they own the industry.
Taylor. Take Tom Taylor as the example. Tom Taylor's, he's all over this fucking press because of what he's done. Tom King, all over this fucking press with what he's done with Wonder Woman and what he did with Batman and all this. Tom Taylor, of course, with gay Superboy, who they had to age up from a child so that he could suck dick. Do you see there's something potentially wrong with doing that?
Could be a little problem there. Could be
He's still
some issues.
17 as well. He's not even an adult in the comics. He's 17. So they didn't even age him up to an adult.
Yeah. That's fucking weird,
But
man.
they get all the articles, all the press, all the everything, because their ideology is the accepted ideology.
Yep.
You've proven 100%. You don't need it.
Nope.
You don't need the mainstream press because the mainstream press don't serve who they should be serving, which is the customer. So you're literally cutting out the middleman to go straight to the customer base. And they're like, why are the mainstream media so loud? Because they're like, why aren't you coming to us?
No.
Because we make or break you. No, you don't. You are useless. You are surplus to requirement because you brought in the activists and they no longer serve the customer. They serve the business, the corporation.
That's why they call it access media. But that's why we, that term floats around. But you see the dynamic right there that shows you who it is that they answer to, and that this isn't about, like, especially comic book media. It's not about comics. Like, this is just them trying to position themselves to maintain whatever fucking status.
Power.
Yeah, power, status,
It's
and power. That it is that they have.
They want to feel they have control.
Bingo. Yeah.
They want to feel like they have some say as to what gets okayed and what gets nayed. They want to have that sense of feel. Why? Because they can't create.
Yes.
Because it's full of people that have no talent, no drive, no creativity, no positivity. All these people that can write articles for this and that, and they'll go after me. They'll go after other people. We've had hit pieces all over the place.
Absolutely.
Why? They can't do what we do.
True.
Gail Simone created a YouTube channel. How did that work out for her? Spoiler alert, not so good. In actual fact, if it still exists, let's see, because I just want to introduce you to the quality of a video that she wanted to pull out. I don't even know if it exists anymore. I think it's gone. It's either gone. Yeah, I can't even see the channel. I can't even see the channel. But it was somebody that has no person skills, no communication skills. Gail Simone, she's the woman who coined the phrase fridging, based off Kyle Rayner's girlfriend from Green Lantern, and the disposable women to make the character have the hero have some motivation or drive, which is called Welcome to fucking Comics. And she used to just write hit piece on the comic industry till she got let in. Then she started to systematically create and join in with the Whisper Network and destroy other people's careers. Because she had one mediocre run, and I think it's mediocre. I don't think it's great at all. One mediocre run on Birds of Prey and has been coasting off that ever since. Birds of Prey, by the way, that Chuck Dixon made and popularized.
Yeah.
And then she took over and did a mediocre run. And ever since then, what's she done that's any good? Nothing.
It's remarkable.
You can come in front of the camera, you can talk, you can go in front of, you can do press, you can go in front of live audiences, sing, whatever, talk politics, understand pop culture. Half of the people who are writing these stuff don't even like the fucking industry.
I was about to bring that up.
So how on earth are they going to communicate? That's what's pissing them off here.
Yeah.
That's what's pissing off the mainstream. Number one, you're not adhering to the message. And number two, you don't even need the press. And number three, and probably more importantly, you're selling. You're making money.
That's true. Yeah, and I look to the point that you just made. Like, I don't think, and I'm not at all convinced that these people, I mean, this is not me going out on a limb here. It's just what it is. These people don't like their audience. But, and the point that I brought up yesterday after talking to Drinker, or while I was talking to Drinker, I was bringing up the fact that, look, comics and the big two especially, it's like a sugar daddy. And even while the ship is sinking, and you see broke creators, hashtag comics broke me, within the industry, despite their Eisners and all this other shit that they got going, they are griping about either number one, not getting paid at all, or getting paid late, or getting paid very, very poorly. Okay. The reason why they are so protective of that shit, even though everybody knows it's fucking lousy, right? Everybody knows it's lousy. It's not up to, it doesn't really mean anything anymore. They know that's the only place that can subsidize their bad behavior or bad material altogether. It's the Marvels of the world being connected to like a Warner Discovery, and it's excuse me, that's DC, or Marvel being connected to Disney, right? The reason why they're so protective of that status quo is because should that go down, they have fucking nothing. So you hear something like what Kelly Sue DeConnick was saying, that's only a problem for the people that cannot cross, and we've seen examples of it. A lot of folks who are on top of the world in comics, or that's the perception, but they realize they're not the draw. So they go and they try to do their own stuff independently of Marvel or DC or this big name character associated with it, and they don't do that well. They might do okay, but they realize that there's only a few guys that get to call their shots in comics, and most of them are artists, like Alex Ross, right?
Oh,
he can call his fucking shot. Like, there's not going to be any shortage of work, and he can name his fucking price.
Yeah,
he's the draw. He's the
Stanley
draw.
Loud, J. Scott Campbell, people like that. They can just go. We do want Sean Gordon Murphy, writer and artist.
Yeah, can do
they can
what they want. They can do what they want. That is only something that is available to
talent. That's what
That's true.
And somebody who actually has legitimate talent.
Correct. And there's just not that many of them walking around. So that's why they're so protective of the status quo, despite them being fucked over financially and even creatively in some ways. If that shit, Mark Miller, he can call his shot. He can especially call him shot. Call his shot. These guys are under, they at least, as dumb as I might think they are, they're smart enough to understand if this shit ends, what do they have to go back on?
Talent. Well, the ones that we've discussed have. These ones, when they're gone, no. You know what you do? You start a GoFundMe to say I can't pay my fucking bills and eat.
Facts.
But I'm a top fucking comic writer.
So they say. And they're gonna be putting out GoFundMes and stuff to fund their rent, because they're not the draw. Nobody's actually interested.
Maybe, Eric, maybe you can do something like this.
Hi, this is Gail Simone, and you're watching What's It Like?
Sorry, what did he say? I couldn't hear.
Comic book writer on Amtrak Empire.
And you're watching What's It Like? Hi, everyone. I'm Gail, and I'm a writer of comics and animation.
No, you're not.
Okay, so really knows what she's doing. Very personable.
That's our competition.
Yes. What's said in the chat? A list of comics she's ruined. That's pretty good. But no, seriously. They're going to be protective of that status quo, and this is why it's so attractive, because that's the only chance that they get. If this shit gets upended, which, look, it may not have a choice at this point. It may get there, because at this trend, it's just money's going to start getting tighter and tighter and tighter for reasons that some are in their control, others is not, and they're going to have to make an adjustment. And how many of those guys stick around? I don't know. I don't really have an answer for that. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is because that sort of atmosphere
is Alex Ross.
That's a guy that can call his shots right there. A guy that can produce that level of content He gets to call a shot. There's not a bunch of these guys running around, y'all. Like, this is about it. It's Alex Ross, there's a few J. Scott Campbell, there's a few of those. Alex Ross can wake up tomorrow and say, my price for a cover, $10,000 fucking dollars.
Okay.
Bingo.
Because if you spoke to Alex, I mean, please speak to Alex. But you spoke to Alex Ross and said, I want, are you available to cover for Isom or Alphacore or Yaira or, Gooding? I really thought when I first saw that it was Good Dying, and I thought, oh, that's cool. Good Dying. Good Dying. Anyway, and he said, yeah, $10,000. I'll do your cover, 10,000.
I'm giving it to him
because you know that fucking cover's gonna fly off.
I'm getting that back.
Fly off.
Hell, he could have said 20 grand. I'd have been like, shit.
You don't say that on stream, yeah.
I know. Well, hey, Alex Ross, hit me up. 20 grand. It's yours.
Boom.
It's fucking yours. Hit me up. Whatever one of these upcoming books you want to do a cover for it. I know that Marvel don't have that to give. 20 grand. It's yours. Call your shot. Call your fucking shot.
Oh, by the way, if there are any members of the mainstream industry that are wondering what's going on here, it's called Talking Money. It's something you wouldn't know about. Okay.
But seriously, he could call his shots, and it's not that many of them. But the reason why I brought that up earlier is because the reason why it feels like there's a bunch of, again, using this term loosely, creatives that seem like they have such contempt for the audience is because they do.
They do, yes, correct.
They 100%. Don't like them. No. That you are inconvenienced, especially when you say, I don't like this. When Vixen for some reason is now gay, and you're like, well, that's fucking weird. Probably shouldn't do that. And then she's hitting on some disabled gay chick. That's fucking weird. Being kind of predatorial, that's fucking weird. And then you find out it's T. Franklin, who's notorious for just doing shit that seems to be in spite of the audience, because she'll brag about it. She'll say, hey, in this book, I have the first gay lesbian wheelchair fucking threesome. It's like,
finally, says the press.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
As the comics flying off
something. Something. Not quite sure what. The handle, maybe?
No idea. I tell you what, they're not flying off though. Fucking shelves.
Well, they're gonna be in a bargain bin, or the owner of that comic book shop is saying, just take the fucking book. They're right here. It's at the checkout. By the register.
Oh,
do you want it?
Fuck my ass. T. Franklin. That's the one that just took all the fucking Poison Ivy and Catwoman, all that, and just that's what
I was talking about. That's what I thought. And she bragged about it. She was like,
I'm just living out my fucking dirty ass sexual fantasy right in front of everyone because I'm just a massive perv.
Yeah.
I mean, we all like sexy ladies. We all like, but she's just like,
all over for your kids.
Like, can I join in?
Yeah, literally that was part of it. It was like, it was fucking weird, man. And she was bragging about it. She was fucking bragging about, hey, I think this is the first three-way kiss that I'm like, bro, or DC or whoever was, that's like, bro, what the fuck is this? Like, do y'all not take into consideration? And to be fair, most of them are commissions. They don't really, unless you're doing business and producing, like you don't really know that side of it. So you're like, I'm getting my fucking paycheck anyway. Granted, you might get taken off a series, but it's like, you get it. You're getting paid. You're getting your money, and whatever. You got away with the loot, if that's the way that you want to put it. So I think that's partially what the problem is that they don't. I don't want to say problem like it shouldn't be that way. I'm saying problem as you can see why.
No, Eric, it is a problem. Do you know why it's a problem? Because there's Catwoman, Poison Ivy, Harley Quinn, whoever else was there, getting fucking destroyed for some fucking bint with no talent.
That's a good point.
You are diluting your fucking characters. Because you're giving them to fucking Make-A-Wish creators. It is my dying wish to write a comic. Oh, that's great. When are you going to die? About 3 months. Okay, come back in 6 and we'll talk. That's how you answer those questions. That's what you say to people like her. But you had the Bruce Timm, you know, when they were writing Batman the Animated Series, and you had just these very subtle undertones with Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn, and it was all a little bit cheeky, and it's all a little bit way and a little bit woe. Now it's just literal face licking.
Speaking of, on the 16th, not too long ago, here's what one of our favorite creatives, great comic book creator, by the name of Mags, had to say, and I'm reading it. At least a week from my next check, and down to single digits. It's just not, I'm not making this up. Can anyone help us out? Cash App, whatever. And then because remember, she's doing Rebel Moon. I got another one following up because I guess she didn't. That was on the 16th. On the 17th, I guess she hasn't gotten enough money between that. Hey, Snyder fam, I could use your help.
Oh no, she didn't.
I'm not joking.
Didn't start with Snyder fam.
Hashtag Snyder fam. Not even joking. Could use your help. Freelance writing is feast or famine right now. I'm between checks. That's your industry.
That is one of what I've been told, Eric. That I've been told that they're one of the best writers in the industry today, and they get stunning and brave because they are stunning and brave. They get so much work to do. They had a TV show on Sci-Fi, which they made a book which didn't even finish. Because it did that many sales, they thought, why finish it? It's doing so many sales.
Yeah.
The last one sold, what was it? 100, 210, 120
Something
copies.
like
100, it sold 110 copies. I've been given the prequel to Rebel Moon, the new franchise starting from Zack Snyder. I have single digits in my bank account, and I can't pay for cat food that I eat. Cash at me. Shit, dude, I've made more in Super Chats today than she has in a fucking year.
That's true.
And I've made 10p.
But she's hashtag Snyder fam if y'all want to help her out.
Hashtag Snyder fam. Jesus, talk about parasitic.
Yeah.
Just leeching up. Well, I wonder what it was saying about fucking Zack Snyder when he went onto the Geeks and Gamers. You know, when the Geeks and Gamers crew raised over $100,000 for that suicide charity in honor of Zack Snyder's daughter, who tragically, took her own life. And because they personally loved Zack Snyder, and they wanted to see the Snyder, the Snyder version, the Snyder cut, which did come out. Good people. I gave, Gary gave, we gave to support that charity. The first thing that was said when he came on was not associated with Geeks and Gamers.
I'm not affiliated with you.
I will be associated or affiliated. Yeah, I will be affiliated with somebody that will latch on and beg for money. The DSP of fucking comic books. If you're not earning money as a freelance writer, get a fucking job. Stack shelves. You are not above that.
No,
you are not above people.
That's true. That's an absolute fucking fact.
I've done the worst jobs in the fucking world to earn money, to put food on the table. as I go through university, or I just want to exist. You are not above shit.
Yeah.
Get some dirt under your nails.
That's a fact. But I mean, look, it's even worse than that, because when you consider, like, this is something that Zach, or how much what he had to do with it, I don't know. But this is a prequel. This is coming out before. This is everybody. To be honest, it's the first impression, is it not? Because
I would, dude. When you are you're doing a comic to sell to somebody, okay, and the person that you are actually targeting, because the comic book audience, I would say, is very much blue collar.
Yeah.
So you're talking about people that work fucking hard and don't, in any capacity, get the money they deserve for the amount of work that they do, who will take that hard fucking earned money and they'll go, I'll buy your comic. And you are saying, I am a fucking struggling writer with single digits in my bank account, but I'm too fucking good to get a job because I'm a freelance writer. So I'm above you. I look down at you. That's your audience. Maybe call it a day. Maybe it's about time to pack it all up.
She's done it or they have done it so many times.
This is at least the fourth time that I know that they've gone the whole GoFundMe type of route. At least the fourth that I know of, that I'm aware of. And I try not to pay attention to that side.
Yeah.
Because fucking mental.
Unbelievable.
Because they're not interested in my custom, Eric. They're not interested in my custom.
True. I mean, they look at folks like yourself as an issue, folks like ourselves as a problem. We know better. We understand this material. We actually are into the material. We enjoy it. We have fun with it. So we have the knowledge base to be able to reject the shit, right? In the event that we know it's a steaming pile of just absolute dog shit. And to me, I don't think comics are that complicated. I'm not really saying that, everybody's going to be fucking Chuck Dixon, because you're not, right? However, when you take something like, let me say this, it takes a lot to fuck up when you have a DC and Marvel. From a just literature perspective, they have some of the most iconic characters that have ever been created, like ever, like period. Like when you consider like Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, these transcend comics. These transcend countries, for that matter. Like when you think comics, you think those characters, right? And that'll never change. And the reason why I bring that up is because imagine having control of Batman or Superman or Spider-Man and being in trouble.
It's almost an impossibility, or logically,
absolutely.
Logically, it's an impossibility.
Yeah.
They write their own checks.
Yeah.
And yet here we are.
Here we are. Fucking here we are. Hashtag comics broke me. Comic book stores are closing down. All these problems that people are now finally able to catch up with. It took them a while. It took them a minute to finally catch up to the fact that, this industry is not going in the right direction.
Dude, I worked as a teenager. I worked for £1.65 an hour. £1.65 an hour, so that I could earn money. So at the end of the week, I could get on a bus, travel 30, 40 miles to Leeds, which was the nearest place that had a comic book store to me, that I could take that money that I earned, that paltry bit of money that I'd fucking flogged my ass off, fucking selling, burgers in a fucking dingy little hut, scrubbing, cleaning, every night, squatting down, thousands of customers coming through, run off your feet, Your feet are sore. You're tired as balls. You go home. Have a shower. You fall asleep. The alarm's going off to get back into work, so that I could go into Leeds, go to a comic book store, and buy my pull list.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would do to buy the comics when I first started collecting comics in the 90s. That's what I would do. Don't want us.
The great links, and I love that you bring up, is very much blue collar sort of audience, right? Customer base. And, you know, this is why it's so impressive to be in control of that. And I say this as somebody that we're doing what we're doing with now, definitely with the release of launch of Alphacore, we have this this audience that, you know, they're around, and I look at it like, what the fuck could I have been doing if I had Batman attached to my shit?
Oh, dude, then I'd be fucking kicking your door down for work.
Yeah, it's like if I had...
saying, now, Eric, I am gonna try and play whatever card I can fucking play with you.
Like, imagine if I had access.
Give me Tim. Just give me Tim.
Yeah.
I'll fucking rehab the fuck out of that boy.
Like, just imagine like that. I'd be a treasury. I print money.
Like, how could you not?
Like, these guys have access to that, and they're trying to figure this shit out. And this is why that era. Well, let me say this: you knew something was really fucked when you see that we had that moment in time in history, and even if you wanted to throw the DC products in there, but the Marvel Cinematic Universe especially was especially at the fucking top of its peak, right? And still the comics were trending in the opposite direction. That is remarkable.
Make it make sense. Make it make sense.
They're shitting out at this point $1 billion films, and meanwhile the comics are going this way. That doesn't make fucking sense unless something's wrong.
And the decline is swift.
Oh yeah, it's incremental, but it's like drastic. Like it's going down off a fucking cliff. Like it is what it is. It's at a fucking free fall, and shops are closing down left or right. Some of the shops that have been around forever have said, guys, we can't fucking do this anymore. There's no point. And the ones that are standing, imagine this. Comic shops can't even exist, at least in the West, right?
Selling comics.
They can't. The ones that are, you can go to your local comic shop. These guys are having to sell everything but fucking comics. And this is why I think that, and this is my opinion, I'm just looking at it from an economic perspective. I do think the recent acceleration of comic book shops closing down has to do with the Funko Pop bubble kind of bursting right now.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them were able to subsidize their stores with that. And now that's not even that's on shaky ground. So these guys are having to invest in games, right? Board games and stuff like that, as well as
toys.
Yep, McFarlane Toys. They can't exist as comic shop. Hell, if anything, the comic shop, the comic portion of the shop, at least with new material, is being wasted on, like, well, let's say this: that's wasted real estate for the company, because they could be probably putting on some toys or some shit that will make them far more money than what any of that new shit's gonna make them. Back issues, perhaps.
It's what I don't know if you've done retail, what you call add-ons.
Yeah.
But the business is now add-ons above the actual item.
Yeah.
So you're trying to talk them into the door with the comic, which they're not buying, and hope that they're staying for the add-ons.
Yeah. Yeah, true. Maybe they see a game and they're like, oh, that's kind of intriguing. What's this about? Maybe they see some figure, resin statue, something.
Yeah, something. Anything. The cards, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, something.
Pokemon
pick
cards,
something. Please, pick something up.
Something. Take fucking something. And so they can't even exist as comic shops, right? They're having to exist. I remember talking to, there's a store out of Florida that sold ISOM, and it became their #1 selling graphic novel that year. And they were like, I remember having an interview with them on my channel. You guys can go watch that. And it was like, man, if only you guys were releasing like more material, y'all could have saved, we could have ate off of that. And I take, you know, I have some ability, so I'm like, this is cool. But in the same respects, I'm like, is the industry that fucked?
Which I can't remember which creator. I want to say Dan Slott, but I don't know if it was Dan Slott. Somebody of a similar mentality who said when he was arguing with somebody, because that's what he does on social media, he said, "You're not my you know, I think they said, "I'm your customer." Rightly so. And he went, "No, you're not. The comic book shops are our customer."
And it's technically right.
Well, no, he's disingenuously right.
Yeah.
It's because the comic book shop then has to sell to the customer that you're telling to fuck off.
Yeah. So you
are killing two people. You're getting rid of the customer and you're killing the store.
Cool, correct.
And then you want to turn around like Kelly Suda Kuntik there and go, comic book shops are closing at an alarming rate. You fucking did it to yourself.
True.
You took this, you stupid cow. You stuck it in there and you hold the fucking figure. And then you went, why would those bigots shoot me? Why?
That's a good point. I mean, and that's the fucked up part of this whole ordeal, is because the comic shops are the ones that are gonna hurt, right? And we're seeing that, right, with their loose just being fucking idiots, right? And so they're selling to these shops, and the shops can't sell them.
Every time a comic book shop closes, it's a failure of the comic book industry.
Yeah, it's a chain, right? Correct. Absolutely. That's a perfect way to put it.
You should be looking to protect
go wrong.
that. Protect. When COVID was going on, apologies if you heard the story, chat. Jim Lee just drawing a fucking sketch every day. I'm going to draw 60 sketches for 60 days. And I engaged him on Twitter. I went, Jim, don't you think it'd be much more worth your time to take those 60 days and draw a comic for DC? A comic, put Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman in. Call it Trinity, you know, do Trinity. Do something. COVID special, Coof special. And then you could give that to the stores to sell and they would make money. Because that's what they fucking need. And he said, well, don't you think an art book of mine will sell in comic shops? No, Jim! No, it will not. You might fucking shift some in bloody Barnes and Noble.
Yeah.
Or Waterstones or whatever. But as a comic book shop, no. Not what a floppy could do. Not what a 20 fucking page, 30 page floppy would do for comic book stores.
Right.
Price it $2.99. Give them a chance. Say to them, you can take 80% of this.
Yeah.
No. Hubris and fucking ego, mate. Hubris and ego. I'm too good for that. I'm Jim fucking Lee, me. So, you know, I'm the figurehead of fucking, you know, once Jim in the 90s, maybe, and I love your artwork, but you're a fucking bellend.
And he's not much of a leader.
There and let DC get into fucking tatters.
Yeah, he's very much a part of the problem.
Of course he is.
Like we can't sit up here and be on. I've made this point. I remember talking about this on my streams way back in the gap. People getting upset. I'm like, we can't talk about the failure of DC without talking about Jim Lee.
Yeah,
how much we love his artwork. If you can lie, what Jim Lee is the personification of lying by omission. Mm-hmm.
He's not getting involved. He's just I'm a cash my paycheck. I'm a figurehead. I'm gonna cash my paycheck. And when they need to wheel me out in front of a camera or do a press release for DC, I'm there for you. But in actual terms of we need to tighten the ship. We need to get rid of this fucking nonsense. We need to get comics back to being fucking comics.
Yeah.
We need to address who our fucking target audience is and making sure, because you're never going to get them back. Not all of them, but you might be able to get some back.
Mm-hmm.
It's too late. We know why Marvel's fucked Sam Amidon. We know why that's fucking fucked. And she's been quiet. Why has she been quiet? Because she's been quietly fucking sacked for the last 18 months.
Yeah.
And I'll put in the private chat why, and it'll fucking blow your mind.
Oh yeah, let me see this. Sounds about right.
Yeah, because it's rules for thee and not for me.
Sounds about right.
But they don't even get fired properly anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So they just sit there doing nothing.
Unbelievable. And like I said, I mean, it's if this shit was, if we were living in a proper, just economic situation, I think these issues are so fucking obvious, and correctable. But they don't have the GoDads, number one for sure. But they don't have the people. They don't have a gym shooter.
No,
and they wouldn't hire him.
No, he would be a far right Trump supporter in their language. That's what he would be now, because he would actually fucking throw things like Tim Drake and Jonathan Kent back in the fucking people's faces and tell them to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, 100%.
Get the fuck out of my office. That's what would happen.
1,000,000%.
Probably Denny O'Neil would do that, and he was
he would do it too.
Massive lefty.
Yeah, he'd do it too.
Be like, fuck out of here, because he knew what comics would sell.
Yeah,
and what won't sell. You know, people that know what the industry is actually about and who the target audience is and what they like. But I tell you what, if you're into a fucking paraplegic trans fucking Spider-Man that swings around with a fucking wheelchair webbed to their back,
literally,
then I've got a fucking comic for you.
Man, really bringing people into the comic book industry with that one. Getting people really stoked. Yeah, that actually happened. And it was about as self-insert as it can get, because you find out the writer is that's their end. They're also gay. They're also in a wheelchair. And they're also like this is like but think about it, I'll give T. Franklin at least credit for this. She's pretty open with the fact that she's doing shit to satisfy herself.
Yes. But I won't give her any marks out of 10 for that. I'll just say that she's an ominous craphead. That's all.
At minimum,
at least you can say I'm genuinely trying to fuck the industry.
True. That's very true. That's very true. You get she at least has that going for her. But the industry is made of a bunch of those types. This is what everything's coordinated. And so when it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense. So when we saw, for example, like what would be a good example of this? Just absolute weird shit. Tom Taylor, right? Makes Superman or John Kent gay for reasons.
Mm-hmm. Not for reasons, for a very specific reason.
Okay.
Headline.
Facts. And you know how, and
that's all it was for.
I echo the sentiment. You know how we know it was for a headline. The first interview that he did, the day that it was announced, I can't remember who it was with, CBR or whoever, he has on a rainbow flag S on his chest. That's why you did it. And nothing more. Nothing else. That's why you did it. And I think these people are so fucking arrogant that they believe the audience doesn't pick up on that shit. Like, we just are not smart enough to understand. We know what you're doing, bro. And it's cheap, superficial, it's artificial, it's just not real. Like, it's like you're doing this for a headline and or to check a box. It's effectively the same way, whether you did it yourself or you were instructed to do it, whatever. The effect's the same. We get dog shit, and you turn off longtime fans that have invested hundreds of dollars every week into these comic book shops, or rather these comic book these companies, as far as buying this product. We're not welcome.
No,
clearly,
customers aren't welcome.
Customers are not welcome. They're not welcome. You don't care about it, and you've made it clear. And I think both of us can speak to. We stuck with this shit a lot longer than everybody else.
Way longer. Well, I mean, I'd go one further and I'd say we were doing something that a lot of fans don't do, which is get into the minutia content of it, which is the comics.
Yeah.
Most fans that would class themselves, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with this at all, but I think most fans that you'd speak of, if they said, "Oh, I'm a huge Batman fan," it'd be because they've seen the films.
That's a fact.
And that's fine. That's fine if you want to go there. 30 degrees of that, it's a niche marketplace is comics. And when you have niche marketplaces, you can't afford to fuck your customer base off.
True.
Because it's not mainstream. This isn't mainstream. Films, TV, they're way more mainstream because they're way more accessible.
Facts.
Every house has got a TV. The cinema is an experience which has been there for God knows how long, from theater to cinema. It's been a progression in history.
Mm-hmm.
When the technology changes, people are still doing the same thing, but the technologies. But when it comes to comics, they were seen as kiddie. They were seen, they had such a stigma attached to them. They were just paper drawings to sell adverts, which one could argue they were. That's how the comics started off. And so the mainstream appeal, the mainstream respect, has it ever got it? I could argue no. Some obviously, you get some which rise above. But when you see the garbage which is being thrown out, makes you fucking embarrassed to collect comics half the time.
True.
When you see a Tom Taylor coming out in his fucking social stunning and brave, S t-shirt, pushing a narrative, then you're just like, how the fuck are you bringing people in the door? You're not. It's self-serving. It's posing. You want to protect yourself, Tom, because you're a fucking straight white man in an industry that doesn't like straight white men. So you're willing to do anything and everything to survive in that. I'll get anyone to suck a dick in my book. Fuck it, I don't care. As long as I don't get fired and I get paid and everyone pats me on the back and goes, "You're stunning and brave," and they don't question my color and who I sleep with, I'm okay. But you know that he would be the first one that they would go for.
Well, he knows that too. He has to. He has to be totally aware of that. And that's just not, you're not going to get your bullshit aside. You're not going to get your best work under those work conditions, right?
No way.
It's impossible. But that's the atmosphere of the culture. It is that they have fostered. And this is why I think it is so difficult for them to change, because it will require an absolute complete gut. They'd have to go in that bitch and say, "You're all gone." Oh, but there's only one or two of us left. We'll figure it out from there.
Look, I'm going to be as fair as I can be. I think Tom Taylor's got talent. I do.
Okay. He did it.
I think Deceased is very good. I think Deceased was very good. It was very fun. It was, the DC zombie thing. So there's talent there, but it's stifled and it's held back. As a person, massive knob. But if he sold me comics where he could just go for it, maybe he wouldn't have to be such a massive knob. Maybe he'd be able to relax a bit more and not be so concerned that he has to pander to this or pander to that. And it could relax him a little bit more. Go, "Tom, just go for it. I want you to do this and I want you to just go for it. There's no sort of holes bound. I don't want any swearing in it. And, implied nudity, fine, but I don't want any gratuitous nudity." Something like, just like technical stuff, which you could go with on a product which is pushing out to the masses, and just go for it. But in terms of developing, creating, you could be there. But when you're in an industry which is more concerned with popping a headline than selling a book, you've already lost.
Yeah.
You're already dead.
True.
And it's a dead company, both of them. If Warner wasn't supporting DC, DC would be out of business now. And if Disney wasn't supporting Marvel, Marvel would be out of business now. That's just stone cold facts.
That's just a fact.
That's the only way they're in business.
Yep, that's why I call it the sugar daddy, right? Because that's what it is that they have. If they were not attached to these massive mega corporations, and the leeway that they get while being associated with those, they be fucking done. Especially right now, because they're doing worse than they've ever had. Fuck them headlines, they're lying, talking about comics is booming, or better than they ever had.
It's projection. We know that. Look,
yeah.
Here's a book. Here's a book that I just read last week, and when I started reading it, I couldn't put it down. Right? If I was brought in DC Marvel, and this came across my desk, and somebody said, "You got to read this," because essentially I'm read this based off you hiring the Soskers and you hiring them based on this.
Yeah.
So I said, I got to read this because I got to see what Eric saw that made him say, I need these ladies. So I read it. So this came across my desk as an editor of a company, DC, Marvel, Image, Dark Horse, don't care. And somebody said, read this. And I read through that. I'd be on the phone immediately. I would be on the phone immediately and saying, are you available? And if they said, well, we're kind of busy, but we can chat, I'd be like, let's chat. And then I'd be sitting with them in a fucking meeting and saying, what do you want to do? What in my company appeals to you?
Yeah.
Well, we'd love to get our teeth into Wonder Woman. Okay, done. Let's can we do an agreement? I'll nail you down for a 20 issue run with the hope of keeping you on. But let's give you 20 to start with to kind of start to develop. What are your ideas for the character? That's what I would do, because that was fucking brilliant.
Yeah, it's incredible.
But they didn't even get the fucking full run.
Nope, didn't get the full run of Black Widow. And other people, Chuck Dixon, saying these people are available for some reason, which to me speaks to the absolute failure of the industry. That those people are even. I mean, yeah, it's to my benefit. Make no mistake. It's to my benefit. But in the same respects, I know that there's some retardation going on with this industry. Like, they're like, what the fuck are y'all doing that these people are available? And
how is Chuck available? How is Graham Nolan not drawing for mainstream? All this kind of, how is why do people like Scott Snyder leave to do their own stuff? Why do they only get? You have a problem. And your problem is you don't want to sell comics.
That's not your focus. It's not your priority at all. That's not even the thought process right now. Is okay, what do we produce that will then have people voluntarily exchanging their money with this product? I don't even think that's part of the fucking conversation. And maybe this whole like sugar daddy situation incentivizes that, because they know they're not playing with their own fucking money. Because I don't know, and we'll never know. We'll never know exactly how much they're spending on the publication side. Like, we'll never know that. They'll never, despite them being a public company, we'll never fucking know exactly that. I don't for once believe they're operating in the green.
We saw Kelly Sue DeConnick earlier. Doing the stupidest thing possible, telling people not to buy a product. And then a year or two later, following it up with, oh my God, comic book stores are closing hand over fist. Wasn't it also Kelly Sue DeConnick that after that then started saying we should be writing comics for the company, for Disney and for Warner as IP, as stories for them to farm as IP, and not focus on selling them to the customer? I'm pretty sure it was her that said that as well, which is essentially saying we can't sell books for shit.
Yeah.
But please keep us employed so that we can piss out of our anuses dog shit, which will never get converted into TV and film, and if they ever did, would flop massively.
Yeah.
Look at the body of work over the last 80 years, which is not the stories which are not getting made. How has Kingdom Come not been made into a trilogy of films? How? You know, it's absolutely insane to me. How have we not had a legitimate Dark Knight Returns film, live action, with an old Batman? How have we not had that? To me, it's crazy.
I'll answer that for you. It's because, and what I've learned about working with, let me say this. There are, it takes a special kind of, and this may be a little unfair, perhaps. I'll be the first one to say it. Takes a certain bit of narcissism to work in Hollywood, right?
Sure. I understand. I understand where you're coming from.
Okay. And to me, and this is what I pick up on, these people see a project or a product and they feel as if they have to put their spin on fucking every fucking thing, even if the story's already been told.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, to me, what the result of a lot of the change. Because to me, in the same respects, the story's already been wrote for you. Granted, and that's where the talent comes from. To adapt it is a different animal.
Sure.
Dealing with it, it's a different medium, right? So you still need writers per se to make that transfer. Okay. However, that's not good enough for a lot of these people. For these people, they got to have their spin on it. They have to have, so it's a sense of arrogance, maybe, because they think an adaptation somehow puts them on the back burner, puts them secondary, which to me, that's how it should be, right? You're doing so. It's like if I say, I use this as an argument all the time. It's not really an argument, it's a statement of fact. Even though some people might think it sounds intriguing, it would not be necessarily the story that I should be wrote. DC, well, before the Riververse, because that would be the only time this would ever have been it's fucking possible, says, hey, Eric July, we want you to write Batman. Okay, cool. If I said, all right, here's the story that we're going to tell of Batman, he's going to be an anarcho-capitalist. And yeah, that doesn't make any fucking sense for the character, but it's the story that I want to tell because it's like me, right? It's my spin on it, right? And to me, that's the mindset of everybody in Hollywood. They see it like that, and they're like, you know what? What am I interested in? What would I do? Hey, you're giving me now access to Batman, or you're giving me access to whatever various characters. I'm gonna just put my little spin on it. But we have this story that everybody's already said that they loved, right? Everybody holds this in regards as the like definitive version of these characters. Definitive version of the character. It's right there for you. They look at that and they say, you know what? No, because that's not me. And it is insulting that you would even insist that I would create such a thing that has to do with some material that I didn't really write. I didn't really create. And I think that's what separates good writers from bad ones. It's there's some creative stuff that's part of it. But the one thing that, and this is how you know, for example, this is why Saskas are great writers. This is why Chuck Dixon are great writers. They don't look at it like, how do I put my spin on it and that alone? It's, I need to understand who these characters are. They ask questions. We just had a creative meeting and they're asking, would this happen? Saskas, would this happen? Does this make sense? Because they really truly want to understand the character. That's what the good guys do. The arrogant ones, the bad ones, if you will, which make up both Hollywood now and make up hell, especially comics, is that is now mine. You've given me access to it. Let me tell you what it is that I'm going to do. It's going to be about me. So now here's Batman. We talked about this several shows ago. There's Batman flying over a bunch of fucking looters. Well, you just happen to be a leftist. You just happen to look at the sum of love in 2020 in America, where all across the fucking country you had people riding and doing all that. And your response to that, instead of just saying this is fucked up, this should never be allowed, this should never be tolerated, you said, well, they had insurance. So now you got access to Batman. What do? Why don't I just have Batman floating right over a fucking, like a riot, essentially, people looting. And instead of dealing with it directly, as Batman should, I'm going to have Batman do what I do. And he's going to just float right on past that shit and say, I got better things to do. They have insurance. And guys in the chat, I didn't just make that story up.
No, he didn't.
That literally happened. Didn't make it up. That's not me talking and just saying, here's a hypothetical situation. That literally happened. And that's a prime example of why the industry is the way that it is.
Got his powers through a BLM riot.
Static. Perfect point. Vida Allah, she's an activist and a fucking huge one. She will let you know on Twitter. Hey, we're doing this milestone thing, man. It's finally everybody's talked about Milestone. They talked about Rocket and Icon and Static and all these characters that Milestone is at, because they've been in the cahoots with DC over the years. Maybe this is a good time to bring it back. Okay, cool. Issue 0. Meant to set this whole shit up, right? We got to get people enthusiastic about it. Milestone is back, guys. Back. I'm going to put Vida Allah on it. Whoever's bright idea was the Jim Lee, perhaps.
Stick a chick in it and make her lame and gay.
Vida Allah says,
the writer.
I'm retconning this son of a bitch. His his gang war, all that shit, that Big Bang, that's out of date. That's out of date. Who cares about that? Instead, what we're gonna do, we're gonna have Static get his powers during a Black Lives Matter rally. Again, chat. Not just making that up as a story, not speaking in hypothetical situations. That literally happened.
I now have the power to buy a large house
and employ people with fake jobs.
Yeah, and employ my family and pay them huge sums of money for doing nothing. Then actually make a video of us celebrating the fact that we just created a huge scam.
That happened. That for sure happened. But that's the industry. Those are the type of creatives. Again, I always use that term loosely here. That's what it is. And that's why we're in the position it is that we're in. Now, again, in some ways, I'm like, damn, that's fucked. In other ways, I'm like, thanks.
Yeah, I mean, right now, that is the least you're fucking... You should be hoping and praying that Vida Ayala gets every fucking book going. And Mags as well.
True.
Oh, please, do everything.
Cowards over at DC, give Mags more.
They're amazing. To give them everything. They're just the best. They are the biggest advertisement for the Rippaverse that possibly can be.
Yeah. And this is why I'm like, in some ways, like, well, I grew up on this material. It's awesome, all this shit. And in other ways, I'm like, yeah, kind of, okay, just keep doing it.
Right. Look, the fan in you.
Yeah.
The person who loved all this stuff, the person who still does love all this stuff, despite of everything, that's the person who's saying to you, I wish it wasn't like that.
Yeah, true.
Because in my heart, I wish it was not like this. I really do. I wish it was not like this at all.
Yeah.
But the pragmatist, the realist,
the
businessman is like, keep fucking going.
Yeah.
Because maybe you will annihilate it so much that I will have the money to buy the fucking license and take the fucking thing back.
Yeah.
And then then it will become a printing press of money.
Yeah.
Let's get into some supers, dude. Because we're already have been chatting.
Oh, man, you know how we do, man.
I know. It's just like, I can't. We're like Pringles, mate, once you pop.
Yep.
Luigi Scazzari with a €5 says, the fact that this show is not called Rippering As. Sounds like a gay porno. Is some Comicsgate level bigotry. P.S. What's your favorite part of Yaira?
I'm in the age, so
I know she's got a pretty sweet ass. Loxor has gifted 5 memberships to the stream. Loxor, thank you. CJ with a $10 rip and the Silverback merch when?
I'm game. I am fucking game.
Okay. I mean, you're a busy guy, so
I'm fucking game. I'm game.
But yeah, but hey, you are chat. If cover A of Alphacore sells 11 more copies, it hits 6,000.
It's true.
It hits 6,000. Just saying. I'm sure we can come to something, CJ. Best name I can think of with a 5 gifted. Best name I can think of. Thank you. Appreciate you. Oh, fuck off, Gail Simone's channel. Get the fuck out of there. Gail Simone. Fucking knobhead. Therio, God of Rage with a $5. How you feeling about that Moonlight? As I owe you $50. Much love to both. And congrats on the campaign. It's arrived. I have it. I haven't read it, but I have it downstairs. The first book, the first collection. So Therio, next week, ripping the Silverback 4 on Eric's channel.
Yep.
Message me then, and I'll have read it by then. And I'll tell you. Did I like it? Did I not like it? I'll tell you. Until then, it's NDA time, you know.
All day long.
NDA time.
Yes. All day long.
Yes, I brought the whiteboard back.
All day.
Just for you.
NDAs, bro.
Brass Monkey with a $20. And he's saying, for the Hoos Fund. Back at you. I'm going to stick it in the book. The little black book's out. It's going in. I think I'll be buying Mags's house. I'm kidding. They can't afford to buy their rent. And I'm kidding that it's paid by government subsidy.
Section 8.
I'm kidding. They squat from. War Wizard has been a member for 8 months. Hypothetically, you're about to put out the first Rippaverse love action movie. Live action, I think that's meant to be, but nice Freudian slip, buddy. Who are you casting and in what roles? And might I suggest Wesley Snipes? Okay, let's condense this down a bit because this could be here all fucking day.
That's true.
Your fantasy casting of Isom and Darren.
Oh, Darren Fontano. See, it's funny. Someone mentioned the other day. They talked about Michael Jai White playing Isom, but I think Michael Jai White makes more sense
Darren
as Darren. Bingo.
Yes.
I think that would make way more sense.
Fuck yes.
As a Darren Fontano. Isom, it's hard to say. Like I said, I'll take a Z-lister. Can he look and act the part? Can he look and act the part? I don't care if nobody knows him. He can be a diamond in the rough. That's why I'm going with it. I would say that for all characters. But yeah, that was just on my mind after seeing that question because we were talking about, I think, in one of our streams, someone brought up Michael Jai White, and I was like, I don't see him as Isom, but I feel like he could do a sick Darren. Sure. I think that's where I would have put him. Sure. Isom, clearly I would cast Brie Larson. Well, if Disney got a hold of this property, that's the case.
Oh my god, they would whitewash it.
Whitewash 100%. Isom's a mantle. It was always the God forbid if I passed away. They gaslight the audience. Say he always envisioned it this way.
Yeah, we always envisioned Ison to be a white lesbian.
Yeah, the undertones.
A white lesbian of color.
Man,
work that one out. Work that one out. JM with a $2 says, "Damn you, NDA."
Yes.
Yes, that is my Ahsoka fucking makeup on there, by the way. As Ahsoka. Will Pottinger with a 14-month membership. Thank you, Will. Brandon Clark with a $5 says, "Let's go Alphacore." So excited for Yaira. Out of my mind, stoked for Gooding.
Oh yeah.
Baron gonna give us a CGC edition.
That's tough. I'll ask. I mean, look, if I can make it happen, I know a lot of people would fucking pay a lot of money for a Gooding CGC Baron. I gotta get Baron out here. And he's busy, but if I could pull that off, absolutely. Without
so the answer is yes.
If he's down, we're down.
By the way, can I give Brandon a little bit of props? Brandon traveled 2 hours to a comic book store to buy No Restraints Play.
Yes, shout out.
Based on recommendations from people. So, Brandon, you see, that is what we do as fans. That's who your fan base is. That's who a comic book fucking lover does. You know, we do this fucking weird shit.
Mm-hmm.
I've traveled all over the country from time, when I was much more into that, obviously, than fucking now, just to go to a store to shop. I don't know if they had what I wanted in, but I'd come out with fucking a bag full of comics regardless, I'll tell you that. Raven Rainfall with a $2. Congratulations, Eric and Ripperverse team. And hi Raven, how you doing?
Shout out.
Big Boned with a $10. What's incredible is building an audience of libertarians and ANCAPs, then convincing them to spend $1 million plus on a comic about superpowered law enforcement. Arm of the state monopoly on violence. Yeah, boy.
That goes to show that maybe I can somehow separate my personal views and politics and all that.
Crazy how that works
from what I'm creating. Amazing. It's fucking incredible, right?
God's Bad Karma with a $20. Thank you. Says release the Alphacore Guatemalan steroid hamster trailer.
Okay, I'll work on it.
Cerrone Almighty has become a member. Thank you, Cerrone. Appreciate you. Best name I can think of with a $5. To quote Mola, people that like this prefer their cereal with water. Ryan Kinnock.
Right.
Nathan Cassidy.
His stupid ass do it too.
Yeah, he puts
the milk first or something.
Yeah. No. He has the bowl of cereal without milk and then a glass of milk.
Oh, he eats it separate. What a fucking loser. Fucking Jeremy, man.
What is that about?
Fucking weirdos, man.
Fuck, I know. Strange. Nathan Cassidy with a $5. I'm still disappointed that they didn't go with a black CST with Monica Rambeau. A black cis? Black. Is this meant to be cat? A black cat with Monica Rambeau, maybe.
Oh, yeah, that's probably what it is. That has to be what it was.
Play into it, Disney. You have nothing to lose at this point.
Yeah, they used a little gray one instead of a black. They knew what they were doing.
Cat, I'm being shouted at by the Oscars. Cat is a typo. Okay.
Yeah.
Professor Haitian.
Oh yeah,
with a 38-month membership. Thank you, Professor. Jordan Crow with a $5. Boss, if you ever ask me to make a cat video, I will unexpectedly be on vacation until you come to your senses.
Well, I will have been replaced by a cyborg at that point. So if anybody knows that we've been infiltrated, Jordan, if I ever ask you something like that, you will know we have been infiltrated.
Yeah. That's the code for we've been, breached.
Yeah, exactly.
Defendo 99 with a $10 says my favorite part of the Meowville's is that Brie Larson isn't in it. Ah.
Mm.
Coalee with a $10. Now introducing Rippaverse comic Pigeon Core 1.
Why was these damn pigeons, man?
All I'm saying is you can do backup story in a I'm just saying.
Yeah.
A backup story. I'm just saying.
Huh?
Zen Cat with a $5. As a cat person, I find this trailer cringy. I just want to add, all cat people aren't crazy. Or, well, I'm a cat person, Zen Cat. I'm a cat person. Love you guys. Keep up the great work. Thank you. Miles Mulholland is Miles Mulholland with a 2 Canadian says, congrats on 10,000 sales of Alphacore. Hashtag Rippaverse. That's I know, it's amazing, man.
Shout out. Appreciate you.
This is the worst. How can I say this correctly? You are really bad at failing. Considering this is meant to be 3 failures in a row, I feel like you're just not committing to the fail.
True. Yeah.
Atomic Patriot with a $2. Hail! I made a mistake. I delved into Warhammer. Oh, good luck. Your wallet says RIP, by the way, if you have one left. Argentinian Alphacore guinea pig with a $5 says, hey, Eric, we kidnapped one of your Guatemalan hamsters. We know it's a real one because he has Rippaverse tatted on his right butt cheek.
That's a decoy, man. Ones you got ain't real. So
Eric Bailey with a $10 says, I want to see proof someone bought Alphacore. Never mind, my own order for it all. Oh, you got all of it. Did you go for the I want all? I want it all. I want it all. Lol. The shills will always need more and more while ignoring the proof you show them. By the way, Isom's SSN?
Yeah, that's a play on the fact that some non-comic book readers were mad that they didn't get an information dump about Isom and everything and who he was as far as like literally everything. It's like, do you guys read comics?
Did you see Dane? Did you see Dana White talk about media? Okay. Hold on. Because this also works perfectly for detractors.
Okay.
Absolutely perfectly. So let's just find. Here we go. Here it is. Got it. Let's just listen to Dana White talking about media. But you just think of media and detractors in the same breath here.
Okay.
Especially the media. If the media tells you you've got something that's going to fail, it's definitely going to fucking win. The media is the dumbest, know nothing, do nothing, never fucking built nothing motherfuckers on planet Earth. So when they say it isn't going to work, you got a fucking home run, man. You know what I mean? It's jump in and grind. The media, these guys, think about who these people are. When you really think about the media, who are they? Where did they come from? Why does their opinion matter? What have they ever done? What have they ever created? What have they ever built? Who's ever depended on a paycheck from the media? Nobody. They are a bunch of fucking zeros that sit around and write stories about people who are actually doing shit, especially.
That's perfect. Yeah, that's yeah, you can literally sub out detractors and the statement would be 100% true still.
Isom's gonna fail 3.7 million. Isom 2's gonna fail 2.6 million. Alphacore's gonna fail 1 million in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
What have you done? What have you done? Show us your long boxes.
Yes.
And tell me what your favorite part of Isom was, bitch. Soul with a $20. Soul 710, by the way. Thank you so much indeed. Thank you so much indeed.
Shut up.
Alison Eduardo Curto, I probably butchered, I'm sorry, with 10 Brazilian. Hi from Brazil. Spider-Man was good, but started the hero destruction by putting him as a selfish fucking ass. That puts the entire universe at risk just to put himself and his friends into MIT. Yeah, I don't think people were really watching No Way Home for that part of the story. They were watching it for Toby and Andrew. Tom's. I think Tom's a fun actor. He's a really fun actor, and he comes across as a really nice guy. The actual film itself, overall, I give a 7.5 out of 10. Tops. It's fun. It's good in places. Some of it just doesn't work. But yeah, that's just TV and film, man. You got to have contrivances in some places. Thundercats Ho with a membership for 15. Thank you. Not Kevin Feige with a 2 Russian taking notes. DB with a £2 says, "As have you subbed to the Kelly Sudaconic OnlyFans yet?" Yeah, I hear that it's a cure for an erection.
That's rough.
It's anti-Viagra, and I'm not talking AUTIE.
That's rough.
Yeah. Jose Gonzalez has been a member for 9 months. Thank you, Jose. And Metal Slave gifting 5 memberships to the stream. Metal Slave, thank you, sweetheart. Appreciate you. Ira Brownridge Jr. with a $5. Several $1 million campaigns. And Yaira one hasn't entered the chat. Best grift ever. Hail Ripperverse.
Shout out, man.
Yaira's 7 figures. That's not even up for debate. I want to know where it's going to finish in the books released so far.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting, man. I
got a feeling. Just saying. I think there's a lot of anticipation. Albert Nada Retro with a 5 Canadian. Al Cap was asked why the woman in Lil Abner had such large breasts. He said, "Because I like large breasts." If you don't read Little Orphan Annie. I haven't got anything against large breasts at all. Unfortunately, I'd like to have my hands against them. Jim Alaska with a $5. Congrats on 1 million, Eric. On another note, what's your relationship like with Nick Recader? Have you two crazy kids thrashed anything? Or is it?
Nah, I haven't talked to him still. So yeah, that's ball kind of got placed in his lap, and yeah, that's about that. The extent of that.
Oh well. David Nelson with a $2. Diversity, inclusion, enforcement is DEI. No, it's not, David. It's DIE.
Very true.
Die. Because it will kill your fucking company. Might not be day 1 or year 1.
It will eventually.
But it will kill it. Josh Kelsey with a 20. Thank you, Josh. Sliding in there, as you would say, kicking the saloon doors in.
Double doors down. I respect it.
Sheepsidian with a $10. I thought about bailing Mags out on sales tax with this 10 spot, but you've been cutting down and improving yourself. That's far more respectable. Cheers to you both and hail to this grand community. Thank you, Sheeps. Work in progress, buddy. Work in progress. But one thing I won't be doing is starting a fucking GoFundMe.
McDonald's is hiring, so.
Hey, I'm a YouTuber. GoFundMe.com. No, I'll leave it to the audience if they want to do whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
It's usually a good barometer if you're doing okay. It means you're doing all right. And you're doing stuff which they like. And if you're not doing so good, usually means you're not doing stuff that they like. So maybe you should look at yourself. Oh, well. Helen Handbasket's been a member for 13. Hey, guys. Nice to see you again from Niagara Falls, where the not a bomb at the border terrorism went on. Appears to be speeding stolen car trash. And Superman 2 at Niagara Falls, remember? Truck driving gamer with a $20. Hail, gents. A ripper, my man. As savvy as you might be with DC or Marvel, I'd be far happier to see you print money with your characters. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Unless he buys them.
True, unless they're
they
mine.
become his
Then
characters.
they're my characters. Yeah, true.
Hail Isom, Yaira, Alphacore, etc. And all hail the Ripperverse. Love you too, Azzy. No gay. Oh, you can go gay for me. I don't mind. All good.
Appreciate you.
Random name with a $5. Hey, Eric, have you any suggestions for Spider-Man comics for people starting out? Hail Isom.
Oh man, that's a tough one. I'm gonna
one
give
more
you
day. One.
Nah. If you're looking for something modern, there was a very, I don't know how many issues that went and who wrote that. I can't remember who wrote it. It was pretty decent. It was Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, which the reason why they called it that, despite there being like 17 other Spider-Man titles, because it was a more, they had been going really crazy with Spider-Man. Spider-Man does this, like it's world intergalactic bullshit. And this was literally like taking it back to the roots. He's like, he was fighting crime in New York City. That was probably like 2018, 2019-ish. It was really, really good. There's a really cool issue where he's going around with this like little bat person, right? And you find out by the end of it, it was basically I don't want to say a dream sequence, but they were, let's say, daydreaming. And he was actually visiting his kid that had cancer. It was really fucking cool. It was a really, really cool fucking issue. But yeah, go check that out. That's a very, very good one. It's modern, so you get the modern style artwork and everything. It's really, really good.
Wash Snow Ghost with a $10. I'm paralyzed and I don't want heroes weak like me. Oh, Professor X ain't weak, buddy.
True.
Oracle's not weak, and they're paralyzed. Well, Oracle can walk now because she's got a fucking chip in her back. But just be physically, sure, you're not exactly going to be doing the hurdles anytime soon. And please don't get up on my behalf. But ultimately, disability should never be looked at as a weakness or a failure or anything like that. Fucking superheroes are littered with disabilities, whether it be limbs, Cyborg, Professor X, Oracle, Daredevil, no eyes, Cable, fucking half the Cable, mutants, half the mutants have got their abilities.
They got all kinds of fucked up shit.
All kinds of fucked up, yeah. So never looking at it as weak. That's the whole point about disability with heroes, is they take something which would be perceived as a weakness and they turn it into a massive strength or a positive. So, yeah, but I don't think you want Batman wheeling around in a fucking, wheelchair. It's not going to work. Yeah. It's going to look silly. But it doesn't mean that can't be utilized, spun into something.
Yeah.
Ted Hammond with a $2. Eric, thank you for the Alphacore repost I sent you.
Shout out. Appreciate it.
And then Wash is back. Wash Snow Ghost is back with a $10 saying, thank you for getting me back into collecting comics after my accident and not since the 90s collecting in college. Nice.
Shout out, man.
Nice pussy, by the way. Yeah, it's cute. And then Wash again with a $10. Wash Snow Ghost. I hope Ripper builds a company that is totally comic/media company and makes aspects for printing to create cartoons with AI. Controversial. Being a manufacturing engineer, it's very doable.
Well, let's say that I got a lot of plans to come, not necessarily in that light, but we do have a lot of plans with the comic as far as the comics, as far as the company is concerned. There's a lot of aspirations it is that I have, and the more money we make, being completely honest, the more we can kind of do things, do cool shit. And a lot of it it's not customer facing. You know what I mean? I would love to have like legitimately my own fucking print press. Like I would love to do that. I would fucking love to do that.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's a lot of money that's gonna take for me to do some shit like that. But if it keeps at this route, fucking, we'll have one in no time. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of what capacity. So we have a lot of ideas here, man. And thanks to you wonderful customers, we're able to work towards that.
Brando the Jedi has gifted a membership to the stream. Thank you, Brando. And Joe King Lee gifted a membership to the stream. Shout out to the pair of you. The Black Bin Liner with a £5 says, Eric, you have your very own live action item working for you. Brandon.
Tell my Brando.
Why you think I'm memeing his face on Twitter for?
Brando don't want to be ISOM, man.
Well, that sounds a bit racist to me. Gizatron with a 31 Australian says, morning, y'all. Have you read Preacher? Thoughts? Yeah. Garth Ennis' Preacher. Yeah. Long time ago. It's something that I'd like to own. I don't own it. You know, once upon a time, you know, Vertigo, Hellraiser, all of that stuff was just, that was a hell of a period of time.
Okay.
And it was expensive back in the 90s, you know, never mind what it could be now, but I'd love to own a fucking run of that shit. Fuck yeah. Richard Waring with a $5 says, my favorite part of Isom was when Yaira caught Peeping Tom using his special ability. I think Peeping Tom would take that for what he saw. By the way, Richard, if you think that is maybe being a bit cheeky, a little bit, you know, sexist, once upon a time, when they did DC, when they did a 2-part just JLA book, I think it was the early 2000s, maybe the late 90s, early 2000s, Hitman came to recruit to become a member of the JLA purely so he could x-ray Wonder Woman's tits. And then he just literally came. They went, no, Tommy, we're not gonna bring you on. And he went, don't care. Just came for a tits. See ya. And fucking what? Boost.
Fucking foul.
DC. Now you've got fucking Superman sucking cock. Anyway, let's move on to Sergio Brengard with a 2 Canadian. I have an army. We have a hamster.
Yeah. That's accurate.
Big Dave K with a $2. Just saying howdy. My first super chat to your show. Big Dave K, big shout out to you, bud. Thanks, man. Coalee with a $10. Release the long box cut detractors.
The long box cut. I like that.
Hastur with a $2. I appreciate you guys. Keep it going, brother. Appreciate you. Thank you. 40 proof bleach with a 10 Canadian. As out here being wholesome as fuck. Some people call that boring, but okay. And then Steel Leg of History, Robert with a $2 says, I love those cool fake legs in comics. I want them. Talk to Tony Stark, bud. Talk to Tony Stark. Right, we've caught up. Eric, before we go, because we just start chatting. Anything that you would like to plug before we dismiss and go into the ether?
Nah, man, I just want to say thank you to everybody. Us hitting over 10,000 total purchases while stream. That means a lot to us, man. And the numbers just keep going up. I wasn't talking to you, Siri. Either way, I appreciate you guys for the continued support. We all do. Chuck stoked, Joe stoked. Everybody's still at work, working on more comic books for you all. So we appreciate the hell out of you. Just as a heads up, you guys may be getting emails. Definitely you guys that were early in the queue, getting emails that say, hey, your order's shipping. Those aren't going to go out to the 4th, but we already are pre-packaging. So these orders they're about to be getting out there. So thank you all so much for the continued support. You guys have been amazing, man. And we got a lot of ideas, a lot of cool things it is that we're going to be doing. So yeah. Riververse.com, you can go get the book, get merchandise like this shirt right here. You can even get the shirt that Ass is wearing right there at the store if you want that Riververse comic shirt. So again, appreciate each and every one of you, man. You guys are awesome.
And I'm just saying, I'm not paid by Eric, but Yaira is coming.
Yes.
Early next year, Yaira's dropping. The t-shirts are currently on the website at $8.
Oh,
so if you haven't fucking got a Yaira t-shirt ready for that campaign for $8 fucking, you're mental.
$8. It probably ain't ever getting cheaper than that. So
I know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy some shit size down.
Yeah, you gotta go slim down, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some size down before while they're at that price. You know.
Yeah.
So big thank you. Tomorrow I'll be doing Moria stream with Cara Lynn and Exure Girl. We'll be digging and whacking shit in Moria. And tomorrow I'm gonna go see Napoleon. And then Friday is going to be my final appearance on Friday Night Tights ever for 2023. Because I got December. I'm taking December off that. Which is going to be awesome. The link to the campaign is in the description at the top, not description, at the pin chat here. If you're watching this on replay, it's in the link. It's in the description. Fuck my ass, mouth, and tits. Can you speak, man? Right now, chat. The link to the campaign is pinned in the chat. If you're watching this on replay, then the link is in the description box down below. Go support Alphacore. It's written by Chuck fucking Dixon. And yes, fucking is his middle name.
Yes.
Because he's Chuck fucking Dixon. And yes, so thank you. Massive thank you to everyone who came to watch today. Mods, really do appreciate your time. Thank you so much for giving it up. Everybody who super chatted, membered, remembered, gifted memberships, thank you for supporting the channel. We'll be back. And happy Thanksgiving if you don't see me tomorrow. Happy Thanksgiving, Americashire. We'll be back with some more stuff very soon. Next week, Ripper in the Verse episode 4 on Eric's channel.
Yep.
Until then, should we leave them with the trailer?
I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Look.
Fuck yeah. Let's leave them with the Alphacore trailer because it's so fucking good.
Floorspar can be an unpredictable city. But fluency doesn't mitigate its problems. In some ways, it amplifies them. This is why we're deployed. But we've seen better days.
Then why are we just now debriefing?
This mission is not complete.
I only know of her. Our lack of data collection is a problem.
Valdez, I'm aware of your investigative talents. Braxwell spoke highly of you, and that's why you're on this team. Local law enforcement handles itself very well. But there are those with abilities. Some believe themselves to be good. Others don't even attempt to act as if they are. Either way, we're involved. Not everyone will agree with our status. But that can be said for anything. May I remind you both, we're Alphacore, and failure is not what we do.
We'll see you all next week. Take care. Bye for now.